right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets! Oh, they're hollering and cheering and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets! All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball club, the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell! Give 'em a hand! And let 'em know you're rooting in the stand. Come on and meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town, of New York town.
What is up, everybody? Oh my god, what an anticipated live stream. So many things have changed today since originally scheduling this thing. What is up, guys? Hype in the chat. Let's get some LFGMs. As always, we're in for a long live stream today. Really excited for this. This is probably the most excited I've been for one, probably since the Barrow Sweepstakes for sure. This one, I'm just so pumped, guys. What is up, everybody? Nerman, J Bros, Jesse, Danny, how's it going, everybody? Jacob, happy to have all you Mets fans in here. Maxime, guys, this has been very anticipated. Oh my god. Jade Sports, Alb, how's everybody doing? Anthony, oh, I know. Again, we have a lot to deep dive today, folks. A lot to deep dive indeed. You know, originally was thinking we're going to kind of do the live stream that we were supposed to do yesterday. Superstars, what's up? Dave, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Yes, you will get the mod because I know you asked me prior. This is the only person getting added as mod today, guys, so please don't complain. Let me just add you real quick. Okay. There you go. But yeah, guys, again, happy to have all you lovely Mets fans here. If you're new, if you like consistent Mets content, this is the place to be. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe on. As always, we're almost at 100 likes already. That's nuts. And guys, thank you all so much, everyone that checked out the video earlier today in regards to JD Davis, Betances, and Familia. I'm gonna answer all your I'm gonna answer the majority of your comments probably later tonight after the stream. I just haven't been able to keep up today because, as you can see, a lot's been going on. I've been nonstop busy. Basically, everything's staying up for later. So again, guys, if you are not aware what has transpired, at least, and it's funny because shout out to all the real ones that were in last night's live stream as well regarding Chapman. You know, I said, do you guys want to see me do a hypothetical video on Chapman? The majority said yes, so I was like, okay, I'll do that video today. But then as soon as I was getting to the point of doing that after my first video today, we find out the reports on Bryant. So then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold off on Chapman because it seems like Bryant is definitely looking like the front runner, which he still does. But then within the past hour or so, we have from Evan and Roberts, they have reported that they have heard, in fact, that the Mets have inquired on Chapman, and has since been confirmed by SNY. So a lot to talk about. What's up, Aiden? Already some dono hype in the chat, guys. Guys, everybody shout out to Mike. Mike Noren, thank you so much, my man, for the donation. I appreciate you kindly, buddy. Guys, hype in the chat from Mike. Thank you for the 99-cent dono. I appreciate it. I'll worry, this is Lefty, won't be able to stay for long. I got practice. No problem, Lefty. Happy to have you here, no less. Happy to have all you guys here. Again, really exciting stuff. You know, what have I been preaching to you guys basically for weeks now? I said that the Mets definitely have another type of blockbuster under their sleeve. You know, from when we first saw the reports of Eugenio Suarez and Sonny Gray back over the past month, basically. Since then, there's been a lot of things that have changed, and I've had that belief for a while that even if the Mets were or were not able to land Bauer, I thought, okay, they had the ability. It would make plenty of sense to do another kill two birds with one stone type situation should they be able to make it happen at the right price. And that seems like exactly what we're going to happen. Look, they may still acquire a pitcher through free agency versus the trade market, but if they do a deal with the Cubs, and I saw reports today earlier from, I believe it was, I apologize, I know I have it up here. This source is decent. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I'm saying how he has heard some things going around that Peterson could be part of the Bryant deal. I just want everyone to know there's no way in hell, and I mean that seriously, that Peterson would be a part of the Bryant deal unless there's something else with Bryant going on. And that very well could be a Kyle Hendricks, who has been toyed with, who has been called out earlier this year, as we know, just over the past couple weeks by the Toronto Blue Jays, as they were inquiring on him prior to landing Marcus Semien. Jose, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. Guys, hype in the chat for Jose. Thank you so much, my man. I really appreciate you. Let's get it pumpy in here. Yes, big. The stove is indeed hot tonight, folks. I know we're only a couple weeks away from spring training, but that is not stopping the stove. That is for certain. Again, thank you all so much for being here. Frank with the donation. Thank you so much too, buddy. I appreciate you. Yeah, no, again, thank you all so much for being here, guys. We have a lot to talk about, like I said. Give you Brian, Dom. I'm not against Brian at all, but oh my God, just knowing that Brian has been picking up steam, as we know today, as you guys can see the reports here that I have in the stream in front of you watching. But now Chapman, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Brian is not the same player he used to be. I'm not putting much stock in the 2020 season. He did just fine in 2019. I think he needs a change of scenery regardless. Hi, Worry. Mets just designated Brock for... I did see that the Mets have designated Brad Brock for assignment. Interesting. It feels like they're definitely clearing up more space, if you ask me, especially for the bullpen, which could be telling of a Justin Wilson reunion among some other things possibly. So take that as you will. KRIS Bryant sucks. That's adorable. That's funny. We got a casual in here. Okay, let's see here, guys. And I apologize for the lag, guys. I do. We're just popping off real quick, so bear with me through this lag. Things will calm down in a second. Don't worry, guys. So, yeah, just bear with me. Okay, I would rather have Chapman. So would I. So would I. Trust me. Chapman is the prize. And again, guys, I apologize. The software is bugging currently. Just give me 1 second. Let's get this thing rolling in and everything set up. Why is Evan Roberts' game my hopes up? Joe, I asked myself the same thing. I really do. Again, though, guys, I do apologize for the lag. Just bear with me. Give it a couple minutes. It's mainly because of just how much this thing's popping off quick, I think. Boomba, thank you so much for the donation, my friend, guys. Hype in the chat for Boomba as well. Uncle Steve's a beast and will let us down. I don't think so either, buddy. Trust me. Thank you so much. Brooklyn Mets, thank you so much. I know I have a comment. I want to answer yours from a previous video as well. I think it was the live stream. I'm not sure. I have to check. But again, guys, really appreciate you all being here. Just bear with me. I'm trying to make sure my software does not bug out. I want this to be a long live stream, 2+ hours at least. We better not trade Brett Beatty. I agree. I don't want to see Beatty go, but I will say if there is an exception to Brett Beatty, it is Matt Chapman. You know, because then he would be blocked by Chapman. That's the reality of it. Yes, guys. So I want to know your initial thoughts, guys, in the chat. How do you feel about the initial reports that we've seen today between not just KRIS Bryant, things really starting to pick up, and then also between Chapman? Which guy would you prefer, and which guy do you think is more realistic? Please let me know. I'd love to hear it. Wardy, have you ever thought about doing a podcast? Yeah, I know. I've thought about it plenty, but this is kind of my podcast at the same time. You know, the podcast market is flooded currently. I kind of do that here as it is. So I don't really feel the need for a podcast right now. Christopher, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much, my man. Boom, love this channel. Thank you so much, Chris. Love you, buddy. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Guys, hype in the chat for Chris as well. How old is Chapman? Good question. I'll actually pull it up right now. He's still in his 20s. I know that much. Chapman's stats are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And guys, expect me to do a deep dive on Chapman tomorrow, unless for whatever reason we find out there's a trade that happens prior to tomorrow. But yeah, no, again, he has very strong numbers. And thank you so much again for the donation, my friend. I appreciate that. Chapman is a better power hitter and is also a great glove as well. A great glove is putting it lightly. Chapman is the AL version of Nolan Arenado in a nutshell, who is not on a $200 million contract. Yep, he's 27. Oh, baby. Just like Lindor. Oh, my God. Could you guys just imagine? Can we just take a minute before we really deep dive in here? Again, thank you all so much for being here, guys. Help us get 200 likes. Help us get a 6K subs. This channel is soaring, and it's all because of you. But, guys, oh, David, thank you so much for the kind words. No problem, Jackson. Isn't it insane just the thought of, you know, let alone Bryant at third base along with having Lindor next to him. But even Suarez, like, you guys, if you look at the lineup currently with the Mets trade options that the Mets have reportedly shown interest in, not a hypothetical, like have actually been reportedly and back now. You don't just have KRIS Bryant. You don't just have Eugenio Suarez. You also have Matt Chapman. If the Mets land any of those three, that is ginormous for them. Absolutely ginormous. And I get it. And all I can say here, guys, is before we really get in, do not be disappointed if, say, the Mets get a Suarez over a Chapman and Bryant, all right? Do not get disappointed if they get a Bryant over a Chapman and a Suarez. You know what I mean? Like, they're in a great position right now, and I love the fact that they're weighing their options. We've been saying this all offseason long, that trust me, they got plans A through Z all the way figured out, and that's exactly what they're doing. I love it so much. It's so exciting. I know that there's been a lot of, you know, a lot of talk and not as much action going on, but the fact that they are connected to all these different guys is telling that they are weighing their options, and that's what matters most to me here. And knowing that whoever they land, assuming that they land one of these guys, that it'll be for the right price, makes the most sense, and everything in between. Look at SNY's Instagram. Why is that, Matthew? Because I mean, I probably have it here. I've been caught up with everything. How much would you give up for Chapman? Oh, my, Jared. Oh, geez. I'd give an arm and a leg for Chapman. He's so good. Chapman's amazing. He's literally amazing. He's making, what, $6.5 million next season? Oh, my. Give up Beatty and Mauricio. I mean, granted, it's one of those things where you don't want to have to give up that much in that situation, but Chapman's definitely an exception to giving up top prospects for, as long as they're guys that you especially know are going to be blocked going forward. If you know that you're going to be able to keep Chapman long term, and you know that you're going to be able to keep Lindor long term, then sign me the hell up. If you need to give up a Beatty, a Mauricio, either one of them or both, it's not something that I hate the idea of, because of the fact that you already are going to have guys solidified there for probably the next 7-8 years. So, again, there's always worry with trading prospects, and this is a Mets team that does not want to part ways with top talent, but Chapman would be an exception. No doubt in my mind. I know, and that's why we're going to do... We were literally going to do a Chapman video earlier today, and we didn't because of everything that transpired with Brian. But again, guys, thank you all so much for chiming in. I really appreciate it. Again, if you were just chiming in, the Mets have shown further interest. Things looks like they are starting to really heat up with the Mets and their themselves pursuing a third baseman between KRIS Bryant, possibly Kyle Hendricks, because David Peterson would be part of that Bryant deal. There's no way in hell that someone outside of Bryant isn't involved at that point, given himself as a rental. So you'd have to imagine that maybe Hendricks along those lines could be involved, given that he's been in the rumor mill this offseason. And then recently now with Chapman through Evan and Roberts, that's been confirmed through SNY. Oh my God, is that exciting. Nimmo, McNeil, Lindor, Chapman, Conforto, Alonso, Don McCann. Pitcher, I mean, oh, I know, it's not even fair. It's just insane. You know, guys, the infield can become so good that it will make up for the defensive woes that you have in outfield still with Nimmo and Dom to an extent. Like, that's how good this infield would be. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Yes, I know that the Mets DFA'd Brad Brock. Rest in peace, Brad Brock. I know, but they're being smart. John Boy better, I'd hope so. Look how big his platform is. If you're comparing me to John Boy, that's a compliment. Justin Wilson will most likely come back too, I think. I think there's a strong chance Wilson can come back as well. I do. I hope so. I really do. I was never in favor of them non-tendering him to begin with. If it means giving up Peterson for Bryant, I don't want Bryant. Yeah, if it's for Bryant, you should not be giving up Peterson. I agree. There's no reason to be doing that unless it's part of a deal involving Hendricks as well. Someone along those lines. I expect they'd have to give up Dom in a Chapman deal. Dave, even in that scenario, I wouldn't be against it. I really wouldn't. Chapman is that good. Chapman is like, he's literally top third. He's arguably the best third baseman in all of baseball outside of Nolan Arenado. Like, those are your top guys. Like, seriously. Chapman, it's kind of easy to overlook a guy like Chapman a little bit, given where he's playing out west, playing for the A's. But, you know, if you guys haven't, do your homework on Chapman. What a stud he is. Like, oh my God. It's funny because we were just talking about it late last night, guys, as a hypothetical. And then here today, we have a report coming out that the Mets have at least inquired on him. Like, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. Robert, I'm doing great, my man. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you so much for being here. Pearson in a deal to add Hendricks in the deal and then sign Rich Hill as a real solid lefty. I would be all in favor of that. I would not be against that at all. That would make a lot of sense, actually, because Hill would just be your short-term option until Thor is back and fully healthy. Still need a better center fielder than Nimmo sometime this year. While I agree, Mike, if they land a guy of Chapman's caliber, it's going to make up for defensive woes in the outfield to an extent, because how stellar your infield's going to be. You know, and we just saw a video earlier today that Nimmo has been working hard in the outfield. So, you know, he's a corner outfielder. He needs to commit more to center field, as something that's caught him off guard the previous years. So I hope for his sake that he just blossoms, because, again, he's a guy that I did not ever envision starting center field this year. He still may not. But if he does, then I would say that it is because of the fact that the Mets really upgraded in the infield and really to the point where they feel that it's willing enough to take some of that risk. And Chapman is a guy where it's like, okay, wow, that helps your lineup tremendously. That Matt Chapman makes the New York Mets a World Series contender. Forget John, my buddy. Oh, thank you so much, Jose. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you kindly. I gotta say, though, I love it when people say that it's impossible for these scenarios to happen. You know, it's like I'm just pulling these out of my you-know-what. You know, these are actual reports that are indicating. No one's guaranteeing this stuff is going to happen. But there's no doubting that the Mets are fully intending on upgrading third base this offseason. And more than likely are going to do it through the trade route. And we've been saying that on the channel for a while now. That's nothing new for all my people that aren't just new here, that have been here for a little bit now. I really like Bryant and Chapman, but I've heard that teams... I know, I have heard that as well. Apparently, according to Mike Puma and others, as we knew that the Cubs definitely showed interest in Francisco Alvarez. Same thing with Suarez. The Mets need to keep their foot down. They should not be parting ways for Alvarez in either of those deals. They really shouldn't. They're trying to keep their... They're trying to keep, what do you call it, their farm, like their top 7. The only exception, I would say, to giving up a top prospect like an Alvarez, and which I wouldn't, because you can give up other positional prospects that are higher currently because they're blocked by guys there, is a guy of a Matt Chapman's caliber, for instance. You know, a Mauricio could be susceptible for sure, too. Like, those guys actually make sense to me versus Alvarez when the Mets don't have depth when it comes to their catching prospects. Alvarez is a guy that should not be going anywhere. If they trade for Chapman, I don't care what prospects we have to give up. We could rebuild our farm while these contracts run their course. You're not wrong to an extent. You're definitely not wrong. And I apologize again for the lag, guys. The lag's been a pain in the neck. I know. I apologize. I'm worried. Do you think it is possible that they don't make any trades for third base and nothing comes to fruition? Obviously, that's always a possibility, but I feel hard-pressed to say that. I really do. Third base through a trade route has felt pretty likely, really, ever since they showed interest in Eugenio Suarez, and even to an extent before that. The Athletics wouldn't want Alvarez since they have Sean Murphy. Yeah, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing then, because the Mets don't want to part ways with Alvarez. And again, guys, I apologize for the lag. I really do. Elliot, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. Guys, hype in the chat for Elliot as always. And if you're just chiming in, if you're excited about the reports indicating between both KRIS Bryant and Chapman, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button, guys. Help us get to 200 likes and help us get to 6,000 subs, guys. We're doing amazing things here. I'd love for you to be part of it if you aren't already. What's up, Isaac? Good to see you. I got one. JD Smith and a few prospects. Maybe add some cash for Chapman and Ramon Lauriano. Ooh, JD Smith and a few it would really depend on those prospects then, my friend, because you're trying to get literally, you know, what the A's are in Chapman and Lauriano. Which Mets player do you think can be a dark horse NL MVP? Dark horse? Dark horse, to an extent, you can make the case for Conforto. Chapman and Lindor would make me faint with enthusiasm. Oh, You have no idea. You have no idea. Chapman's top tier. Chapman is top tier. There's no doubting that. Are the Cubs asking for Alvarez? Yes. At least they have asked. And they also have asked about J.D. Davis, which I've been saying all along. Literally, we talked about that plenty. And any type of Bryant deal, J.D. looks like the first guy that would go because you're automatically filling third base there in Chicago. Trevin, why being the negative Nancy? Who gives a damn about the Kalanick trade right now? That's in the past for a reason, buddy. I personally don't want KRIS Bryant. I rather have Chapman. I mean, I would rather have Chapman too, but by no means am I going to be upset if they get Bryant. Let me put it that way. If they get Bryant over Chapman, it's telling that was the better price, the better route to go down. You know, Chapman should take a haul. It really shouldn't be not a haul. The Mets are going to get Chapman from the Oakland A's. I hope so, Anthony. I really do. Again, I'm just pumped at the thought of it. I really are. Yeah, I know. I saw Nomar go to the Tigers. Yep, I got that update on my phone. But guys, thank you all so much again for chiming in. Who's my favorite Met player? It's Conforto. Guys, thank you all so much for being here again. It really does mean a lot. I really hope we don't trade Peterson. I hope so too. The only exception to Peterson in my mind is if Hendricks is involved in the Cubs deal or Chapman. Why didn't we trade for Arenado? Cardinals gave up nothing. They had their reasons as to why they didn't. I mean, Arenado, I should say. And to be quite frank, given the options right now, Arenado's amazing. He is. But when you look at the contract situation, I would take Chapman. Abraham, thank you so much for the dono, my friend. Guys, hype in the chat for Abraham with the amazing $20 dono. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys as always. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, Wardy, which guys do you like on the Mets? Everyone, Nick. There aren't many Mets that I don't like. Let's put it that way. That is not true. I'm not bald. All right, Arenado wouldn't waive his no trade clause for the Mets. That was a rumor that I saw, but I didn't see any substantial report indicate that. All I saw was, basically from a report. Could we get Trevor Story and put him at second or third? No. Story will not be a New York Met. I don't see that happening. Yeah, I saw that, guys. Do you hear Trout might not be happy? Oh, guys, stop it with Sledge. Sledge, come. We have yet to go one live stream here without Mike Trout being involved. I swear, he's always a topic of discussion. It doesn't matter what the hell we're talking about. It's so funny. Okay. Chapman or J-Ram? Oh, that's so tough. I mean, J-Ram would look so beautiful on Lindor, but I'm taking Chapman over J-Ram still. Chapman is in a class of his own. The orange and blue storm is coming. Brace yourselves. Absolutely, absolutely. Again, guys, I find these reports really, really exciting. I do. A Facebook group, yeah, I'll probably do that eventually, Red Wave. I really don't use Facebook much, so once I kind of branch out more, I'll consider that. Chapman and Lindor on the left side would be amazing. All right, guys, so I just want to put you on because this is nothing new, at least in regards to Bryant, guys. We've all known this for a while. The Mets showed interest in Bryant over the past month. Even before that, prior to them acquiring Lindor, now things have picked up steam again today. As we know, Bryant has 1 year left on his contract, just under $20 million, around $19.5 million to be exact. Then he's a UFA. He's a Scott Boras client. I understand the concerns there. I understand the worry of not being able to extend him long term. I understand that. I do. But again, I do think that the Mets are going to be very smart and strategic in this route with whoever they acquire at third base. If they acquire, say, just Bryant, I'm under the belief that they're not doing that trade unless they truly feel that they can extend him. And the worst case scenario is even if you don't, that really does help you try to compete and go all in for at least 1 year while you're not giving up too much significant assets. But if they go down the Bryant route and the Hendricks route, that would be ideal as well. If you're looking at, say, Eugenio Suarez and Gray, I think that is still a possibility. It just has not been the topic of discussion today. That is another deal that would be costly, but would be worth it for the Mets. Then if you look at the A's, Chapman leading the way. A lot of guys like the idea of Manea, however you want to pronounce his name. Really one of the better pitchers for the A's to be part of that deal. That would be a haul and a half. Really, I don't see how you do that trade without coughing up an arm and a leg. But the Mets have the proper assets to do it while simultaneously not, while also not having, pardon me, I'm just blanking on my thoughts right now. The Mets would be able to do it while parting ways with top prospects, but our prospects are blocked by what Chapman would bring for the next upwards of a decade, what Lindor would bring for the next upwards of a decade. So that is the positive situation if you do in fact part ways with these certain top prospects for the Mets, because you're better off parting ways with ones that you know are going to be blocked, where if they don't have room for the next 5 to 10 years on the team as it is, why even consider having them when they could be crucial parts to pieces going back? I'm either trained Dom or JD, not both. Well, again, it all depends on the package. I have not heard Dom be connected to any of these things. Would it be surprising to see Dom go, however? No, it wouldn't. Wardy, what's good? I just got here. What's the latest news? Been here since you only had 65 subs. Thank you so much, Wooly. I appreciate you, my friend. And yeah, no, the latest reports is that the Mets really started to pick up steam again, rekindled their relationship, their talking points with the Cubs and KRIS Bryant. And then over the past 2 hours, a further report has come out about Chapman, according to Karn and Roberts. I apologize. And now we're going to see basically which of these third basemen are the best option for them. Which one is the most realistic? Which one is going to come to fruition, right? Between Chapman, between Suarez, between Bryant. Bryant in my mind still looks like the top dog right now, just given what we have seen. But it's still very, very exciting, no less, that the Mets have at least inquired on Chapman. How deep are those talks? I have no clue. But expect a Chapman video tomorrow. Chapman is a dream scenario through and through. There is no doubting that whatsoever. Chapman is a guy that's a pipe dream, so the fact that the Mets are actually in talks is jaw-dropping to me in a good way. Very, very exciting stuff. I am all for it. So guys, again, I really appreciate you all being here. I'll let you know Chapman's contract in a second. I'm going to be doing a deep dive video on Chapman tomorrow, connecting him not just with what we know currently with the Mets, but everything there is to know about his game, a complete breakdown, more of a solidified answer as to the type of trade package we could see and everything in between. So yeah, guys, expect a lot in regards to Chapman tomorrow. I hope to have a nice breakdown. Basically the video I would have done today, but I'm glad I didn't do it earlier because we talked about it from last night's live stream. I'm glad I didn't, however, because if we did, then I would be, kind of looking foolish because it was prior to there being any, solidified connection that has now since come out on Karn and Roberts. All right, so let's look up Matt Chapman's contract because I know I looked at it actually last night, but I'm just double checking it again because I know he's making like 6.5 mil. And again, guys, Chapman's another one of these guys where realistically it doesn't make sense for the A's to part ways with him, but they are a team that would not be able to keep Chapman long term once he's due for his payday either. So very similar to Cleveland and Lindor, it's a ticking time bomb situation. Wardy, yes, Juan, what's up, buddy? Oh my God, the Mets land him. This will be a huge, might actually have the pieces get it done. They do have the pieces. It's just a matter of are they willing to really coughing them all up? That's the biggest thing. No Chapman video if we get Suarez. Absolutely, yeah, exactly. Exactly why I didn't do the Chapman video earlier today, because we saw the reports on Bryant first. Would I rather have a Chapman over Bryant? Yes, it's not even close, Mario. But at the same time, would I be upset if the Mets end up getting Bryant? No, not at all. I'll be pumped. I'll be pumped with any of these three options that they currently have, what it seems. All right, guys, and again, Mets fans, if you're new, please make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. As always, help us get to 200 likes, guys. We're so close there. And also help us get a 6K subs if you're new. It would really mean a lot, guys. Again, really, really appreciate all your lovely Mets fans being here as always. And Juan, again, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. I really appreciate it. Guys, if you end up becoming a member, know that you can use the fun emojis and stuff and all the other little perks, especially in the live stream. So take that into account. If you want to use Chapman heads, Bryant heads, Hedrick heads, all that fun stuff. I start with Dom Davis Beatty. For Chapman, okay, you're actually like that makes sense, actually. That really does. Dom would be hard to part ways with, no doubt. But okay, so Chapman is making 6.5 mil, right under for the 2021 season. Then he's arbitration eligible for the following 2 seasons. Then he is a UFA at 2024. So, oh my God. Yeah, that would be awesome. This guy still has 3 years of control, including this upcoming season. Sign me the hell up. Well, it's unrealistic. I'm aware of that right now, but wouldn't that be something? Thank you all so much for the 200 likes, guys. I appreciate you so much, guys. Thank you kindly. Again, guys, just so nuts. It's so hard to wrap my head around, basically, the whole Chapman report. Because Bryant, again, the writing's been on the wall there. That's nothing new for anyone that's been following along this offseason. But Chapman is Chapman, man. You know, it's like when we've talked about Arenado so much. The Mets were never actually connected to Arenado outside of the Rockies reportedly showing interest and going after with the Mets for parting ways with Arenado's contract. But we never heard reports of the Mets going after Arenado, you know, officially. We have seen now, at least with Chapman, which is telling him maybe it is, maybe it isn't going to happen. Either way, I'm all for it. Willie, thank you so much. I appreciate you, my friend. I would hate Rhythm if they trade Dom Smith. He's done so much for them. Yeah, I know. Again, Dom is on the up and up. There's no doubt. I love Dom. I really do. But if he had to be a centerpiece in a Chapman deal, I don't really think I would second guess him much. I really wouldn't. With how his current utilization in the lineup is, especially no DH for at least another year, it's hard to not consider the idea. Oh, yeah, I plan to go to plenty of Mets games this year, guys, so just wait. We're trying to save up to get a nice camera, get the tripod and stuff. That way I can go out and vlog games this season in both Philly and at Citi Field. And that way I can interact with you guys, do Q&As actually in person at the games and really upload them and really make cool editing vlogs for the channel for the season. So stay tuned for all that stuff. That is the next goal here. Plasma, Isaiah, what is up, my man? Happy to have you here. Dom's done what? What do you mean, Michael? Dom's done plenty for the team over the past year and a half. He's really blossoming as really becoming one of the better hitters in baseball. Is Chapman overrated? Oh, no, Steven. No, not at all. No. His defensive numbers are elite, my friend. You know, his offensive numbers might not be, you know, jaw-dropping every single year, but his defensive numbers are like groundbreaking. When you think a defensive third baseman, like all-around third baseman, it's Arenado and Chapman that you think of right away. At least in my mind. That's been the case for a couple years now, at least, in regards to Chapman. He's an absolute stud. Seriously, he's amazing. Mets involved in everything but nothing yet after Lindor deal. I know, Gustavo, but at the same time, it's good to see them being involved in a lot than not being involved at all. Let's put it that way. I'd rather them weigh all their options and then finally come to something really significant versus them not even toying with any ideas at all. It's not their fault that they haven't been able to necessarily land all these guys, and it could be a blessing in disguise that they didn't land certain guys in free agency either, depending on how this offseason rounds up in regards to the trade market. What about Austin Riley? No. Chapman is arguably the best fielder, yes. Disgusting. Yeah, 8.3 WAR in 2018. Oh my God. It's just for all my like baseball nerds out there that actually, you know, follow like wins above replacement and everything. It just he's a beauty. It makes you wonder in regards to Sandy Alderson, the connection there, and that can be prominent enough to really help sway this into more than just the initial reports that we're seeing. What's up, Mike? They should go after Chapman. Doesn't Chapman have more years in his contract than Bryant? Yep, he's under 3 years of control still. Yep. I love the idea of Chapman and Bryant, but give me Suarez and Castillo. Castillo just feels unlikely right now. I would love Castillo. I would. I just, Castillo's one of those where I'm waiting on for something to actually happen in the Mets front, them showing interest in him before I talk about much Castillo further. Because there's been nothing there other than hypotheticals. Jose with another donation. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. Oh, you're too kind, my man. Oh, thank you so much. Guys, hype in the chat for Jose. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to meeting you one day at a game. You know, I definitely, possibly even this year by time, because I'll be 21 at some point during the season. So, you know, I'll take you up on that. Even if it costs 15, I know the prices are outrageous. But I appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much again for the donation, buddy. What are we talking about? We're talking about Bryant and Chapman because those are two third basemen that the Mets have shown further interest in today, reportedly. Bryant is not a surprise, but he has really, that talks have really rekindled there. And then Chapman is one of those that has come out over the past 2 hours via originally Evan and Roberts. Oh my God, Craig. I keep saying it wrong. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Karn and Roberts, and I love that show too, so I don't know why I'm just not putting the words out there. And also, it's been reconfirmed through SNY. Let's get Odorizzi. I'm not against Odorizzi. I'm not to still help out the rotation, but I've been feeling like this for a while. I think trade route is the best route for the Mets. Here's the thing, though. Chapman will cost you a lot prospect-wise, but if you're giving up prospects that are going to be blocked for the next 5 to 10 years by the guys that the Mets have acquired this offseason, both at short and third, it's okay at the end of the day, if you ask me. It's different when you look back on, say, you know, the Cano and Diaz deal with Kelenic, because the Mets didn't have great depth in the outfield as it was. You know, that's a different situation. If the Mets had Mookie Betts out there, you would understand that deal more, but they obviously didn't. So, Mario, thank you so much for the donation, my man. I appreciate you guys. Hype in the chat for Mario, guys. Get some dono hype in there. Thank you, Tyler, for all your Mets updates. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, my man. Let's get Chapman. I would love it. I really would. Again, thank you so much for the donation. Chapman over J-Ram? No way. Yes way, Mike. Yes way. I love J-Ram. Again, I would love any of these guys. But Chapman, when it comes to an all-around player, defensively speaking, it's hard for me to go up against Chapman. Would I be against J-Ram? Hell no. In my mind, it goes like this. But J-Ram is the hypothetical here. He's not the one that the Mets have reportedly shown interest in as of now. The ranking in regards to third baseman that, in my mind, would be amazing for the Mets outside the one hypothetical is as follows. Number 1's Chapman. Number 2's J-Ram. Number 3, depending on the pricing, but for the most part, Bryant. And then 4 is Suarez. You're still amazed with the Mets trade last night? I know, it was groundbreaking, right? What a blockbuster. I feel like if they go Chapman, we get Lauriano or Luzardo. Enlighten me. I don't know who Luzardo is, unless you meant to say Lauriano. We should all sit in the same section, like the 7-line army. 40s Warriors. Wooly, I love it. I'd rather be part of the 7-line, though, gotta be honest with you. I love the 7-line. Chapman will definitely cost us top prospects, and rightfully so. Yeah, I know Chapman's highlights are beautiful, guys. Don't worry. I will be doing a video regarding Chapman tomorrow, breaking down further on him and his game. Everything you guys need to know about him, all the juicy highlights, all that great stuff. It will be coming tomorrow, I assure you. As long as they don't do a trade before then. Yeah, Jesus Luzardo, I don't have a great background on him. I apologize. I really don't. Yeah, no, I honestly don't. I don't know their rotation well. I gotta be really, I don't watch a lot of A's games as it is. Chapman I've known about because I've single-handedly been following him a lot the past couple years. Let me look up his numbers, guys. You think Mets actually land Bryant, or it's just talk and nothing will come to fruition? I think the Mets will actually land a third baseman through trade. That's what I think, Logan. Whether that's Bryant has yet to be determined, but things have been picking up there. What's the news, Wardy Ray? The news is that Bryant has really picked up steam in regards to Mets talks that has been rekindled as of today through numerous reports. And then over the past 2 hours, the same thing has actually happened with a guy who has not been reportedly connected to the Mets until today, that being Matt Chapman. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, guys, I apologize. I didn't know much about Luzardo. I highly doubt it. There's no way the A's would give up Luzardo, just from what I'm seeing. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. No way. Yeah, the guy hasn't even... No way. There's no way. Adding Chapman, his defense will improve every pitcher in the rotation. Oh, of course. Just imagine Chapman at third and Lindor at second. That's the best infield in baseball. That, in my mind, is just as good, if not better, than Machado and Tatis. That infield is arguably the best in baseball. That's amazing. But guys, if you were just chiming in, continue to let me know your thoughts. Please let me hear it. Mets legend Billy Hamilton. Yeah, no, that's funny. He's going to watch you be a stud in Cleveland, knowing how good they are with developing players as it is still. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear it. Help us get a 300 likes, guys, and help us get a 6K subs. We're doing amazing things on the channel here. And thank you all so much in advance, guys. You have been tremendous. If we get Chapman, Suarez, or Bryant, our lineup is already scary as it is. If you add any of these premier third basemen that are upgrades over JD, you're cooking. You really are. Where is Turner going to? I don't know. But it doesn't seem that Turner and the Mets are the best fit. Never felt that way. I never stated that the Mets were like a complete lock to get Turner. I just know that they have shown interest. More so of a fallback option, I would imagine. Same thing with a lot of these starting pitchers through free agency. I think that trade route is the best route for this Mets team. I really do. Even if you're giving up assets, as long as it's the right assets where it actually is sensible here, the guys that are blocked when it comes to the prospect pool, sign me up. Because it makes perfect sense in that scenario. Juan Papo, thank you so much for being here, buddy. I appreciate you. Wardy, what would be an ideal package for Chapman? Ethan, it's so tough to say. I mean, personally, I need to look up the A's farm to see how they, you know, I would have to look up the A's farm, to be honest, in regards to what do they need more. At that point, you would have to think one of Beatty or Mauricio, definitely. That's what I would think for starters in regards to prospects. What's happening? What's happening is that the Mets have shown further interest in KRIS Bryant today. Talks have rekindled there, and also talks have started up with Matt Chapman from the A's, which is insane. How close are we on this trade? It seems like that they're closer with Bryant than they are Chapman as of now, because we've only seen one solidified report for Chapman. So time will tell on that front, but it's exciting. Sean, how's it going, my friend? Again, happy to have all you Mets fans here. Mauricio cannot be traded unless Lindor is signed. I agree, Eric, but there's no doubt in my mind that Lindor isn't getting extended. There's no doubt in my mind. Hot take, the Mets lost every free agent but won every trade, and they're not done in the trade market. I take trade market over free agency any and every day of the week, and I'm not seeing that biasly speaking. Trades have more excitement to them, and they normally have better, younger, more controllable players than they do free agency. Like, again, would I have been ecstatic to land Bauer or Springer? Of course I would. Of course I would. But at the end of the day, what we're seeing right now is the Mets are going after young, controllable guys for the most part. Bryant is a guy you would have to extend, but still. As a Phillies fan, this scares me, Brandon. I'm not gonna lie. If I was a Phillies fan, I would be saying the exact same thing. But I appreciate you being here, no less. So that takes bravery, my friend. Ronnie or Beatty, JD, JT again, Vientos for Chapman. I'm not sure if that's enough. However, I'm really not sure if that's enough, which is insane to say, but still. Do not give up Armstrong. No, you do not. Armstrong is the most Armstrong, Matthew Allen, and Francisco Alvarez. Those are three untouchables when I think like the top 5, top 7 for the Mets, prospect-wise. The most likely to be touched right now, given what we're seeing, which would make sense as long as they're extended guys, is Beatty and Mauricio. And it sucks. in that sense, because I love Brett Beatty. Mauricio has been very enticing, even though that there's belief that you'd move him to third because he's very big as a shortstop. So in my mind, if you're going to go down this route, if you're going to get a Chapman, if you're going to get a Bryant or even Suarez to extend, as long as you know that these guys are going to be extended, then I'm willing to cough up at least one of these top prospects because you know they're going to be blocked. You're a Cubs fan? I know. Hendricks is a beast. For your sake, I hope you guys don't part ways with Hendricks. As a Mets fan, however, if a Bryant deal happens, I would love Hendricks. And for good reason. He's a stud. Love the content. Thank you so much, Cesar. I appreciate that. Is it possible that a trade for Chapman would include Davis, Smith, Mauricio, and Beatty? That one, I think you're getting a little too far-fetched. Because if you're going to have Dom, Davis, Mauricio, and Beatty, I don't know about that one. I really don't know about that one. Lee will not be starting at center field on opening day. I don't think that's going to happen for 1 second. But yeah, no. Dom, Davis, Mauricio, and Beatty, as amazing as he is, I think that's something that would definitely be a little too much for the Mets. That's tough. That's really tough. It really is. Nguyen could be dealt. He definitely could. If you trade Mauricio and Beatty along with Davis, gotta give me another player. Yeah, I mean, it's a situation where if you're going like down that route, I would want some type of pitcher from the A's, like a Manaea, for instance, that can just help round things out. Brody would have made that trade. Of course he would. That's why we don't have Brody anymore, thank God. And again, guys, thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you. Help us get to 300 likes, guys. Help us get to 6K subs. It really does mean a lot. This channel has been amazing, and it's all because of you guys. So seriously, thank you so much again for just chiming in. This has been a lot of fun. Wardy, how are we going to pay all these stars, bro? When there's a will, there's a way. The Mets would not be going after these guys if they didn't have the intent that they could keep them more so long-term, especially if you're giving up top assets. You know, the Mets are going to be a team that's either pushing the threshold or going past the threshold for numerous years ahead, given how they're trying to shape things up. They're not going to act like drunken sailors, but they're going to add the right pieces where, yes, you might be coughing up a lot for them to keep them long term, but it's going to mean a while at the end of the day because you're really building a core group here that's going to last and you're going to have great success with. Brian has a full no trade clause and 20 mil owed. Lots of moving parts in the trade. Yes, I completely agree. I'm glad you brought up the trade clause. Yes, and 19.5 mil right around there for his final year's walk year. Yes. There's no way we land Chapman. He's going to cost multiple top 10 prospects. Not worth it. I disagree. I think he's worth it as long as you're giving up the right top 10 prospects. What's up, Michael? How's it going, buddy? How long you going tonight, Wardy? Have to watch my Owls beat the Pigeon. I mean, it's all up to you. We're going late tonight. Who's a better hitter, Bryant or Springer? A better hitter? I mean, consistency-wise, if you look over the past couple years, you can make the argument for Springer. They're actually not far off when you look at things. Bryant, I would say, has more upside, however, versus Springer. As long as he can turn things around. I know he was injury prone in the shortened 2020 season. Don't put much stock into that, guys. It was a shortened season for a reason. And he was dealing with injuries. It was only like 30 games he played. Blacklisted Outdoors, thank you so much for chiming in, my man. Have a safe drive, buddy. I appreciate you chiming in. Springer kills in the playoffs. Yes, he does. But how many times has he done that while, not taking advantage of things? Do I think Springer cheated? Is the sky blue, Benji? Like, that's a silly question to ask. Okay, does a trade happen before spring training? I would assume so, yes, John. It would make plenty sense. I think over the next week, we're going to see a trade happen. Chapman or Bryant, you can't go wrong. I agree, you cannot. Chapman, Bryant, or Suarez for that matter. I would be ecstatic with either of them, truly. Truly, I really would. Mets will make deals tomorrow. I hope not. Tomorrow's like the one day I'm booked this week. So with my luck, they're going to make a trade, and I'll have to live stream just on my phone. It's gonna be very wacky and stuff, but I will do whatever it takes. We are definitely going to, the postseason are going to be very competitive in the postseason. Oh, I know. I completely agree. This team is going to be awfully competitive as soon as this upcoming year. The Mets land either of these guys, it takes them to a certain comfortability where I'm like, okay, yes, I do fully believe we're winning this division and going to do a lot. Then what was the Astros scandal? Wait, I'm not going to go over the whole Astros scandal right now. We know the story with what happened with the Astros. Can only choose 2 or 3. Thor, Lindor, Conforto. Lindor and Conforto. But again, I hope I'm not in that situation. Ever. I really hope not. And again, guys, if you're Mets fans, if you have other Mets fans there on social media, please feel free to share the stream link out with them. I really appreciate it, guys. You know, we're trying to get as many Mets fans in here as possible. I think I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, I know. It's going to be like a fuzzy situation. As soon as I step out of my house, we're going to get a Blockbuster to happen, right? So that's exactly my luck. Oh, the trades get heated even more soon. Oh, I hope so too. I really do believe it's going to happen. I do believe that we are going to see a trade in the next week, like a significant one. Not the blockbusters like that we've seen in regards to Khalil Lee yesterday, right? Chapman hits bombs in Oakland. Oh, I know. He would just be amazing here. He really would be, guys. I don't even think I'm putting it lightly. Seriously. Beatty, Davis, Mauricio for Chap. Who says no? Oh my God, that's tough to give up those prospects. But honestly, Diego, I would do it. I would do that. I think I would. As much as that would hurt me, as long as you know that you have Lindor locked up in an extension, and same thing with Chapman. Sooner than later, because he has 3 years of control, including the season, I would do that. I would do that. I really would. Since when is Chapman an option? Since it was reported over the past couple hours, Jay. That's how. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Hey, Wardy, which of these 2 outfielders have the best chance to quickly join the Mets? Khalil Lee. Crow Armstrong's only like 18 years old. He's going to take a couple years still. Lee has potential to possibly hit the lineup as a bench role at some time this year, but most likely the following year. If you want to keep pace with LA, they have to pull off a move like Chapman or Bryant. I feel you. I think so too. I Blockbuster makes more sense in more ways than one for the Mets. Matthew, happy belated birthday, my friend. If we get Chapman, Lindor is staying. Oh, I think regardless, Lindor is staying. Should JD Davis be our everyday third baseman? No. I would love to have JD on the bench, but regardless, no. Oh, Marwin Gonzalez goes to the Red Sox. Are you joking? Wow, guys. The Red Sox, they didn't do anything groundbreaking this offseason, but they did land the 2 best utility guys on the market, that being in Gonzalez and Kike. That's not fair. That's not nice. They're going to get playing time, though. That's the thing. Do I think Javi Baez gets moved if Bryant does? He could. Baez is one of the guys, though, between Baez, Bryant, and Rizzo. Baez, for whatever reason, to me, feels like the most likely to stay there. James, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, my man. I know. I know Gonzalez is going to the Walker to the Angels. No, really? Wow. All right, guys. If that isn't more telling that the Mets out of the rotation will either be like a depth piece, like a Hill possibly, or a Paxton. I mean, look, Walker to the Angels though. Who expected that? Seriously. No bias. Who won the offseason? Honestly, the offseason isn't done, Juan Papo, so I can't answer that. Come back to me in a couple weeks. Should the Mets just get it over with and trade Dom for outfielder starting pitcher? I don't think you should say just get it over with. That's not a good outlook on parting ways with Dom. If you're going to part ways with Dom, you need to be smart about it. Dom's not a guy you should just toy with randomly. Walker, the Angels. I've heard. Wow, though. That's kind of nuts. What do you want proof of, Philip? Do we want to the New York Mets? What Darwinzon Hernandez? Source for Walker? I'm hearing numerous ones. Rosenthal said it. Walker's not to the Angels. Oh, did I just get played again? That's fine. What else is new in this chat? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Walker's not Angel. We got played, guys. Rumors David Pearson. What? Jake, I have it up here, my friend. If you actually see it, I don't know if you saw it yet. Again, I don't know how much I'm gonna put into that rumor because that is from Mark Healy, who was the same guy who said earlier this year that he had someone tell him that the Mets would be making a move like within the weekend of New Year's, and that he was very happy about it. I think it being a pitcher like a Sugano or something, and then it didn't happen. So take that as you will. Again, he's a decent source, but nothing, crazy right now, I would say. But he is someone that you should keep in mind. Justin, the Brewers. I'll see it when I'll believe when I see it. And guys, remember, when you do fake news in the chat, you get kicked the can easily. You don't stay in here long. Maisie, thank you so much. Happy birthday, my friend. Happy to have you here. Yeah, I know Walker didn't sign with the Angels. As of now, at least. Where I hate to say it, but this is one you should be willing to take for the team. If you're booked and we get a big name player, that would still be better than not getting. Oh, Josh, I'm aware, but you gotta understand. I can't explain. It's very, very high circumstances. I've been taking ones for the team. This is out of my control in regards to tomorrow. That is, I just can't. So if something does happen tomorrow when I'm not home, I will literally live stream on my phone. Doesn't matter. I'll still live stream. Just won't be as pretty of a setup. Frank, enlighten me. What's the fake news? Is the people in the chat that you're referring to or me? I'd love to hear it. What up? What's up, RP? I appreciate you being here. How do I think Blevins will perform? I honestly don't know. He's a big question mark. If he does anything positive, then that's good for the Mets. Chapman is top notch on D. Oh, he's amazing. His defense is all you need, and he does have pop in his bat too, which is good. But yeah, no, his defense is lights out. Well, oh, stop it with the Mike Trout hypotheticals, please. I just joined. When did the Mets get in on Chapman? Over the past 2 hours, Tyler. Over the past 2 hours. And again, guys, thank you all so much, as always, for chiming in. I really appreciate you. If you are, in fact, just chiming in, help us get a 300 likes. It really does mean a lot, guys. And help us get a 6K subs. We're doing amazing things here on the channel. I'm having so much fun tonight. We're rolling for at least another hour, probably more. So I expect plenty more here tonight in regards to this stream, answering more questions, and basically also keeping tabs on if anything else happens tonight, more further reports that maybe we haven't seen yet. So we'll find out. What do I see as a Thor extension? It's hard to say because it really all does depend on how he rebounds from Tommy John. Lefty reliever, bring back Justin Wilson is what I say. I just don't see how that's a bad move. Yeah, his value did go down in 2020. Not too much, but yeah, it did a little bit. I know, Joe. I know. I'm a huge Blevins fan. I'm just happy he's back. He was doing great as an analyst as it was. Oh, no problem, Josh. Hi, Worry. Just got here, and I don't know why, but I still feel bad about yesterday. No, you're good, Roblox. Nothing to apologize about. Did I see MLB? Yes, I did see the rankings. It is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what they're smoking, but I'm awfully curious what it is. It's time for the Mets to have a New York dynasty. I agree. I agree. I think that they will get there sooner than later. Arenado is modern day Mike Schmidt. Chapman is modern day Brooks Robinson. Ooh, Elijah. I like it. I'm waiting in the chat. What's new? Randy, what's new is that today the Mets rekindled their relationship in regards to Bryant talks. They have picked up again. And in the process, we have also seen the Mets show interest in Matt Chapman, the star-studded third baseman from the A's. Jackson, you would have had me if he's a free agent, but if you're going to troll, at least try to troll it right, buddy. Come on. That's an E for effort, my friend. You don't even know what, you don't, like, come on. Does Chapman put us over the 100 win mark with the Dodgers? That's a wait-and-see situation should they land him, but it definitely helps you get closer there. I agree. Chapman's amazing. That Lindor and Chapman would be arguably the best duo in all baseball infield-wise. Avocado Man, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you being here. Do you think we're going to get either? I do think that there's a better chance of Bryant than Chapman right now because Chapman really will take a haul. But I do believe that the Mets will acquire third baseman through trade this offseason. If they don't, I'm just going to be really jaw-dropped at that point. Because it's either you go for a guy through a trade or you go for Turner as really the fallback, which is a more unlikely scenario. So I just don't see why they wouldn't go through the trade route when that's all we've been seeing lately too. It's been like this for weeks. What happened? And nothing happened with Turner, but Turner was never, the top target for the Mets, nor do I think he ever would be. I think he's just another I think he's just another guy that they have had dialogue with. Marisnik did sign with the Cubs. Yes, he did. Isn't it funny how we just basically traded away Marisnik for Albert Almora Jr.? It would most likely cost us around JD, Dom, Ronnie, and Peterson for Chapman, or something similar to that. Hopefully you don't have to part ways with Peterson in that deal, but JD, Dom, Ronnie, I would do. Something along those lines, probably some more. What package will go to Oakland if we land Chapman? Also for Bryant. Chapman's really a big what if question because I want to deep dive a little bit more what they would prefer. But one of Mauricio or Beatty, if not both, definitely. I would imagine with headline. JD Davis to be the filler at third for now, possibly, along some others. Like, it would take a lot. It really would. And I'm going to probably do a better job at deep diving that in tomorrow's Chapman video as I break down his game. I need to take a look at basically what the A's currently have in their prospect pool and their depth-wise, so I get a better idea as to what would be most appealing to them outside of what it would be most appealing to us as Mets fans. Expect the unexpected is what I learned this offseason. I completely agree. I know. And Chapman does feel like the unexpected, so, I don't think Turner makes sense for the Mets, especially after letting him go 7 years ago. I agree. I think Turner only makes sense on a short-term deal should they not go for a third baseman through trade, but it seems like they're doing exactly right. Do you think a deal could be made tonight? I don't, Ellis, but neither did I think a deal was happening yesterday, and then we saw the groundbreaking trade of Khalil Lee to the Mets. So your guess is as good as mine. Think about it. If we had signed Bauer, we most likely would not be training for a third baseman. You're probably right. You're probably right. Even though I don't think it would be impossible, but money-wise, it would be tough unless you get a nice, young, controllable guy. Yes, Michael, you're doing amazing. And yes, I saw the Mets signed. Yes, I saw them. Not the Mets. I saw the Red Sox sign Gonzo. Yep. The Red Sox got the 2 best free agent utility men this offseason. Him and Kike. Is J-Ram complete? J-Ram is on the outside looking in as an option, I would say, until we see a report, because J-Ram is strictly hypothetical right now. So you think Bauer's apology to the Met? I don't really want to get into the whole Bauer thing. I don't. I've been there, done that, all right? No, I'll talk about Bauer when I feel that's warranted to talk about Bauer again. Dom, Beatty, Davis, Ginn. For Chapman? Is that what you're saying? How much do we have to pay Brian? Would be $19.5 million for his final year here, and then extension-wise, you're looking easily over $200 million in total. Why do I feel like the Mets are starting rumors with Brian and Chapman, but instead trading for Bregman out of nowhere? Oh man, I don't know. Bregman. No, I don't know. that's definitely a thought. However. It would be so backwards of the new philosophy to sign an aging Turner. I agree, it would, even though I will say that Turner on short term isn't a bad idea, because then at that point, once his contract's up, Brett Beatty would be in the reins. All right, guys, just so you know, Giraffe Neck Mark just came out with his video finally on his discussion with Trevor Bauer. So if you guys want to know why exactly Bauer didn't sign with the Mets, according to him, make sure to check out that video because he has it up now. He had that discussion with him the day Bauer signed, so that's the last thing I'll talk about with Bauer. But I haven't checked it out yet. I won't be able to until after this live stream. So guys, whenever you can, make sure to check out Giraffe Neck Mark's video on Trevor Bauer if you're curious as to why he supposedly didn't sign with the Mets, because they had their FaceTime call. Matt Chapman reminds me too much of Arenado. I don't want him. That is the most bizarre comment I've ever seen. He reminds you too much of Matt Chapman. Of Arenado. So you don't want him? I don't even know how to respond to that, to be quite frank. Who are we gaining a trade? I don't know. As of right now, it looks like Bryant's a front runner for the Mets right now, given the third base options, but Chapman's still an option. Suarez is still an option. Who knows? It's very exciting. It's very enticing to see them going after these guys regardless. I know Fuzzy has a video too. I don't think Fuzzy said in the video, I could have missed it, however, as to why Bauer didn't land with the Mets. Juan, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. I appreciate you again. Guys, hype in the chat for Juan as always, guys. Thank you so much, buddy. And Juan says here, JD, Dom, Beatty, Mauricio for Chapman and Lauriano. JD, Dom, Beatty, Mauricio for Chapman and Lauriano. Oh my. That's a lot. I would do it. I would do that trade. I'm not sure if the A's would, however. Yes, I know. Guys, Chapman video will be out tomorrow from the channel, guys. Don't worry. I heard Chapman's good. So did I, Daniel. I think he's pretty good. Yeah, I would hate the best third baseman in the game. Oh, you guys are funny. Talk to a different than discussed. As the best GM in baseball once said, all teams have at least talked to us about nearly every player. But I understand. But when we inquire, we are going to get a deal done. Well, reports have indicated that the Mets haven't, in fact, inquired on Chapman earlier, and the same thing in regards to Bryant. Things have heated up. So I get it. Just because they have talks doesn't mean that anything is for sure going to happen. But it's still exciting, no less. The talks are happening and that they are picking up. There's nothing negative in my mind in that situation. Yes, Joseph, new emojis indeed. For anyone that becomes a member, you can in fact use emojis. No one's saying trade McNeil. At least I didn't see it. McNeil ain't going anywhere. McNeil's not going anywhere. He's our second baseman. Who's Lee, a very promising outfield prospect the Mets acquired in the 3-team trade yesterday. Matthew Allen, J.D. Davis, and Vientos for Chapman and the bullpen arm. I don't know. They don't do that deal, Frank. I don't even think they pick up the phone, my friend. I mean that with all due respect. Considering the Pirates are the Pirates, I think we should go trade Familia. Oh, no. No. Not going to happen. The Pirates are not going to take on Familia's contract. They're one of the last teams I could see taking on his contract. Okay, I would try to get Chapman because we have to pay less for him. Yeah, 3 years of control, 6.5 mil for the upcoming year. Sign me up. And again, guys, for all my Mets fans that are just chiming in, thank you all so much. Again, it really does mean a lot. Ken Giles has just signed with the Mariners. Okay, just so you guys know. And again, thank you all so much for being here. It's been tremendous. We're going on for at least another hour, probably more. So make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. As always, if you're new, help us get to 300 likes, guys. We are so close. Help us get there for the next short-term goal, and also help us get a 6K subs for the next short-term goal here on the channel as well. Thank you all so much in advance, guys. Where's the trade Alonso contingent? I'm surprised they aren't throwing him in. No, Alonso ain't going anywhere. Yep, Giles to the Mariners. Yep. Guys, Alonso is not going anywhere. Don't even think about it. I assure you, Alonso is not going anywhere. If he does, then I'll be jaw dropped and the video discussing it. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, New York Aviation. Have a good birthday, my friend. Thank you for being here. Guys, hype in the chat for New York Aviation. It's his birthday as well, or her. I don't know if it's a him or a her. But guys, happy birthday. Left field and stop with the names. Linda, I have no clue what you're talking about. Stop with the names. Sounds like you haven't been paying attention, my friend. Okay, trade for Jose Ramirez. I would love Ramirez. I would, but Ramirez is another guy that is unlikely. He is all hypothetical right now. I don't understand. Alonso was amazing. Now, it's just because he had a down sophomore slump when he was still on pace for over 40 home runs and 100-plus RBIs. You know, look, it's because of Dom. The reason why people critique Pete especially is because of the Dom situation. Chapman makes more sense in regards to what you trade away, and there's no rush to an extension. You're very accurate on that one. No, Bieber ain't going anywhere, Daniel. If we get Bryant or Chapman, the lineup will be scary, assuming Dom stays. Even if Dom goes, the lineup will be... I know. I completely agree, Julian. It's deadly as it is. If you add anything significant here, it gets that much better. Why didn't the Mets go after Arenado? Your guess is as good as mine. There are reports that apparently Arenado wouldn't want to waive his no trade for the Mets, but regardless, it's water under the bridge. Yo, Worry, what's the percentage odds a trade is made tonight? I would say they're low, Brandon. I would not bank on the Mets making a blockbuster tonight. I really wouldn't. The Bryant trade seemed close earlier this afternoon. Would love action tonight. So would I, Jesse. But again, just because talks a bit, that's how this entire offseason has been. I wouldn't bank on it. Do you think the Mets actually land Chapman or Bryant? I think the Mets actually landed third baseman through a trade this offseason. So take that as you will. Joined stream a little late. Oh, let's see here. But who will we give up for Chapman? Yeah, again, it's tough. It all matters on if it's just Chapman, if it's someone else. Chapman would take a haul, though. Definitely top prospects. But hopefully for the Mets case, in that sense, prospects are worthy of giving up because you know that they would be blocked by Chapman at third, and in regards to Lindor now at short. So like Mauricio and Beatty are guys that automatically come to my mind when you're thinking prospects in that route. Linda, Wardy, I was talking about people in this feed who want the best name guys so they can say they made a big trade. Some people here would even trade Pete. Glad they... Oh, I understand, Linda. Okay. I get it. So you're saying you would like limitations to things should a trade happen, right? Not just, you know, all the biggest names out there, ones that actually make sense. Even if they are big names, however, because the guys we are talking about tonight, through obviously Bryant and I'm blanking right now. Bryant and Chapman are in fact big names. We need Ramirez, Wardy. I would love Ramirez. Trust me, I would. Would you give up a friendly contract and worth it, bro? Come on. Trust me, I'm not against Jose Ramirez whatsoever, but he's just not likely right now. He's really not. The Mets are showing interest in some of the top third basemen out there as it is. You know, if Ramirez isn't one of them, if he's just a hypothetical, then I don't know what else to tell you. I would love Ramirez. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against Ramirez whatsoever. You don't understand the logic behind getting Bryant. Mikey, why is that? Upgrade on third base, a guy in the prime of his career. If you can extend him long term, you do it obviously in a trade. After the trade, Bryant would help make the Mets World Series contenders at that point. I have a feeling if a trade happens, it'll be something we haven't anticipated. You know, Michael, I tend to agree with you. That's why I'm trying to not anticipate Chapman. You know, I'm trying not to jinx things, let's put it that way. But, you know, everyone's been a jinx this offseason at this point. You want to do this all day, that's fine, because we have plenty of moderators that will gladly take you one-on-one. Okay, Chapman for who? Italian Stallion, a lot. Top prospects and young controllable assets on the lap. I'm going to do a further video breaking it down tomorrow and his highlights and everything there is to know about it, and the best thing that I could come up with, along with taking a deep dive on what is currently how their prospect pool is looking. But it would take a lot. There's no denying that. And for good reason. Chapman's amazing. You know, there's no way that you're going to get him on the low. Kiermaier wouldn't be bad for center field. He really wouldn't, but he seems unlikely too. And the Mets have never actually shown interest in Kiermaier this offseason. Reportedly, at least. It gives you anxiety. That makes the two of us, RP. I think maybe the Bryant or Chapman deal gets announced during an afternoon similar to Lindor. I tend to agree. I mean, the Mets haven't done any blockbusters at late. It's either early in the morning, you know, for the most part. It's been morning to early afternoon. Ken Giles of Seattle, I saw that baseball talk. Thank you for putting me on, though, again. And again, thank you all so much, guys, for being my warriors here with moderators. People love to troll. I expect nothing less from people when they have nothing better to do. So it's fine. But again, I really appreciate you guys all being here as always. And if you are, in fact, just chiming in, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button as always. It really does mean a lot, guys. What is a cheaper route that the Mets will do? Well, I don't know about cheaper route, John. Define cheaper. The Mets aren't prioritizing a cheaper route here. Damn, did not realize Chapman Array has 2 platinum gloves. Yes, I know. Yeah, exactly. I get it. I get it, especially if you're on the East Coast and you're not able to catch as many A's games, then it can be more difficult to follow along. But yeah, no, Chapman's a stud. Yeah, Alderson is in bed at like 7 p.m. Zach Scott's probably staying up mad late, though. Will they use Lee as a chip? I don't think so, Elliot. I don't. Obviously, anything's possible, but I don't. I think that they actually got Lee just in a smart trade that made sense. Hey, do you really think our pitching outside DeGrom is anything but average? Yes. You should not be calling Carlos Carrasco average, buddy. And Stroman, if he can perform like he has in the past and good, he needs to prove himself more. But, you know, Carrasco is definitely above average. And I would say that Peterson is still on the up and up. Thor, when healthy, is very solid still. We know this. I know that there's still question marks, but the Mets have one of the better rotations in all of baseball currently, and they're still trying to upgrade to it. Chapman's 27, and he has 3 years of control in his contract. Suarez has around 3 years of control in his contract as well, making more money currently. Is older, and Bryant is 29 and has $19.5 million for one more year. Then he's a UFA. Do I think we should get Suarez? I think that Suarez is still an option. I do. I think that you have 3 options currently given the reports. It's Suarez, it's Chapman, and it's Bryant. Now, I apologize for the lag, guys. Just bear with me 1 second. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna watch Mark's video when I'm done with the stream later tonight. Do you expect they get one of those 3 guys before spring training? I think that there's a solid chance, yes. Not going to bet the house or the farm on it, though, because we've all been inaccurate this offseason. Where I see you brought the hat back. Yes, yes. Compare the stats of the 3 players. Yeah, I will. I'm actually going to probably do that in a future video as well, as long as the trade doesn't happen before that. Why not Devers? Because the Red Sox aren't trading away Devers right now. They're still trying to compete. You thought for sure the Mets were going after Keuchel like 2 years ago? 2 years ago. That's a very random thought, Shane. Bryant's an upgrade at third base. There's no ifs, ands, buts, or about it. Defensively, he's still an upgrade. And he's a 5-tool player. He's versatile. Not that you need him to put in the outfield, but you can. Just for whatever reason. Not that you need to, though, but just saying. Third base, he still would be an upgrade. Did you think for the 3-team trade last night, Sale or Devers was involved? At first, I was just toying with the idea of Devers, but I never thought it was likely. Why are the Mets not going for a top closer? Again, Mike, they still may, but your guess is as good as mine. I think that they still trust in Diaz. I would much prefer Diaz as a setup guy, but take that as you will. What do you think about not making any big trades for now and waiting until next offseason to lock up Lindor and then build around him? I'm not against that, Brandon, but I think that they're going to lock up Lindor regardless. So, again, trade time could be now, depending on the players. It really could. I do believe the Mets are kind of still going all in as soon as this season. But not all in the sense of, doing everything you can to win right now. Like, we're being irrational. Making right moves is what I should say. Which are the 3 do you think will walk next year? Oh, don't make me answer that. I hope none of them. Yeah, JBJ, the reports in regards to JBJ are indicating that there's a strong likelihood that he goes back to the Red Sox. If the Red Sox trade away Benintendi to keep JBJ long term, I think that's pretty foolish on their part. I really do. Alvarez for Chapman, yes, sir. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen, Noah. I really don't. Not Alvarez, at least. Do you think we have a real chance at Chapman? I think they have a chance. How deep is it? I don't know currently. Yeah, buddy. As an A's fan, yeah, I wouldn't blame you, buddy. Again, I always feel for smaller market clubs, especially. Like the Mets have acted like one for a long time, so I understand. I know that you probably have experienced it worse, but I get it. Again, if I was an A's fan, the last thing I would ever want to see is Chapman gone. Do you think we should go for Turner or Bryant? But definitely Bryant, as long as you can get him for the right price. Matt, exactly. Absolutely. And that's awesome watching Mets game from last year. Hopefully that's a game they win, right? You would trade anyone in the minors for Matt Chapman? Yeah, Chapman's a stud. There's no denying that. Tyler, once the season starts, what's your live stream schedule going to look like? I would say wait and see on that one, Dominic, because a lot's going to change as the season starts. It's going to be a lot of different things will be changing on the channel. For the better, however. Because topics of discussion will be changing a lot. I plan on going to a bunch of games this year too, so expect numerous vlogs. And yes, guys, again, thank you all so much for being here in advance. This has been an awesome discussion breaking down the latest with the Mets between Chapman and Bryant. So if you guys are in fact new to the stream and you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button to help us get to 400 likes, guys. It really mean a lot. And also help us get to 6,000 subscribers. That is the next short-term goal. So please help us get there, guys. And again, I really appreciate you all in advance for being here so much. Thank you. Do I think the Mets trade Betances or Familia? Yes, I do. Bregman, Bregman, there's so much upside with him, don't get me wrong, but I just don't. Bregman never felt like much of a likelihood, but neither did Chapman. So McNeil, Mauricio for Bryant. Noah, no. That is a holy overpay, my friend. No. McNeil and Mauricio for Bryant, that does not make any sense. He's a rental. I think spring training games start like February 27th, John. But are we just going to forget that we could also trade for Alex Bregman? No one's forgetting that, but we're talking about the guys that the Mets have actually shown interest in. Like, let's take it easy. Bridges, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. JD Davis is better than Chapman. DJ, you lost me, my friend. You really lost me. I would, if you're being serious, I would highly recommend you deep dive Chapman because you do not know enough about him. Tim, thank you so much for the dono. I appreciate that. Tim says KRIS Bryant happening. All right, guys, hype in the chat for Tim. I appreciate that. You think Bryant's happening? I like your optimism. Bryant has picked up steam today, that's for sure. Matthew, that's awesome. I love that. Just watched a Barry interview. He didn't sign because he thought the Dodgers form system was better and the Dodgers have a better chance of winning more now in the future than the Mets. That's kind of what I figured, Willie, to be perfectly honest. The Dodgers are already established outside of, location, so we're not going to deep dive that, but I appreciate you putting me on. I'm looking forward to still watching it from Giraffe Neck Mark. I'm very much excited to watch that still. Imagine how good the A's would be if they had money. Oh my God, sky's the limit. Let's see here. Let's hope a deal comes tomorrow. I'm all for it happening sooner than later, right? We can definitely use Chapman and Luzardo for Davis, Peterson, Familia, Betances. Oh no, Dave, come on. In what world, Dave? And I mean this with all due respect. Do you think that trade makes any rational sense from the A's side of things? The last thing the A's would ever do is take on the Familia contract or the Betances contract, let alone both. And you're not even giving up a top prospect for Chapman and Luzardo? My man. You have, with all due respect, you have no clue what you just offered there, because it is It is the farthest thing from reality. And I mean that with all due respect. Go back to the drawing board, my friend. Yes, I know he posted the interview. What's up, Lefty? Happy to have you back, buddy. What's up with Ramon Lauriano? I want that guy. I know, I almost did a vid. Again, it's so funny because I was going to do a video on Lauriano like a week and a half ago or so, and then things picked up with JBJ again. So then that halted me from doing Lauriano, and now look what happens. It looks like JBJ ain't coming. I would love Lauriano, but I don't know. There has been any reported interest there. Did Walker sign? Not that I'm aware of. If I get a KRIS Bryant jersey, what do you mean? If the Mets get Bryant, will I get a Bryant jersey? If I know they're going to extend him, then yes. Beatty, JD, Davis, Nimmo will probably get Chapman. I don't think Nimmo would be part of that deal. Unless it's Lauriano coming the other way. Are the A's seriously considering trading Chapman, or is this just speculative? David, and shout out to you, David. I know you commented earlier today. I still need to answer that. I have a lot of people that I need to reply to because I was so busy earlier. Yeah, David, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. Guys, hype in the chat for David, another fellow lovely subscriber here. Thank you so much, my man, especially as a Nationals fan, I believe. That's pretty insane. So seriously, thank you so much. Chapman is not just speculative. There has actually been reporting here that the Mets have inquired on him. So I think it's not so much the A's wanting to part ways with Chapman as it is the Mets wanting to get Chapman. And the A's know that they won't be able to keep Chapman long term. And if there's any time to trade Chapman, it's kind of right now while his value is still so high. Justin Wilson reunion? Yeah, I think that's still possible. Yeah, they're interested in Arrieta, Julian, but I wouldn't put much stock into it. It's like I said, I think it's just them doing their due diligence like they have with literally every player this offseason. Always with the Chick-fil-A. Always. Gotta love Nimmo. He already said he will prepare his behind off to play center field. I know. If we're rolling with Nimmo in center, okay. I just hope for his sake that he has the defense going. That's what we need from him. Because if it's not there, he will be dealt. That feels inevitable. Yeah, I know. The Dom Smith situation is very tricky right now, to put it lightly. It really is. Who Lee can play? Oh, I know. Lee is a stud. Like, Lee is exciting. Lee's a lot better than what it initially looked like. We wouldn't be dumb enough to give up David Pearson for KRIS Bryant, right? No. The only way you're giving up Pearson in that deal is if Hendricks coming along too, or someone along those lines. Yo, Chapman. Yes, Shy. Yes, Chapman. Take Matt Chapman, please, not Chris, from a Cubs fan with a dream. I'm sorry, Will. I think your dream might be coming to an end, my friend. But I would take Chapman over Bryant if I was the one picking. I would. Okay. It would take a lot to get Chapman. Absolutely. And rightfully so. Love the pick, by the way. I think it looks like a puppy in your pick, Alex. I love it. Would Dom Smith, JD Davis, and Mauricio get it done for Chapman? Probably. I don't know. I don't think so. That's tough. I honestly don't know. Having Lee in our system, do you still want Buxton? Oh, I always wanted Buxton, Andrew. But Buxton ain't happening. Buxton's hypothetical. Buxton's a dream. It seems like the Mets' main focus is to upgrade at third. I can see them getting Bryant or Chapman and taking a flyer in Arrieta. I hope they don't take a flyer in Arrieta. I don't think that makes any sense because they can afford to do much better for starting pitching still versus Arrieta. I would take Rich Hill any day of the week over Arrieta, not even close. So just put things in perspective. But seriously, Tim, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. I really appreciate you guys. Hype in the chat for Tim as well. What a tremendous guy. Thank you so much, buddy, for the dono. That really does mean a lot. And again, thank you all so much for being here, guys. If you are in fact new, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Again, for the people in the back, help us get a 400 likes for our our next short-term goal here in the stream, and also help us get to 6,000 subs for the next short-term goal here on the channel overall. Thank you all so much, guys. If Mets get Arrieta, I could care less if they bring Arrieta. In regards to Chapman, I mean, I would still be bothered if they got Arrieta, not gonna lie, as much as I would be ecstatic about Chapman. It's a good thing there's no report interest in Lauriano. That means they're gonna sign him out of nowhere. Well, I mean, they wouldn't sign him. They would trade for him, but I think that's what you meant. But yeah, maybe. You never know. Maybe that's the reason I should hold off on the Lauriano hypothetical video. I was gonna do it like 2 weeks ago or something. Greg Bird to the Rockies. All right, maybe he'll actually thrive there. I haven't heard Greg Bird's name in like 3 years. By June, Nimmo is going to make himself undealable. Bold prediction. I like the prediction, Joe. Trust me. All I want is success for Nimmo. I love the guy. I just, that defense needs to get better. It needs to. What is the most best thing that has ever happened to you as a Mets fan? As a Mets fan? Maybe just like when I started following them, in the sense of like, the first year I actually started following them religiously was in the summer of 2015. And it wasn't a bandwagon or anything. I've been a Mets fan my whole life, but I really didn't care about baseball that much. I didn't watch it often. My cousin, like halfway through the summer, told me, I'm like, Tyler, you need to watch this series. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. And he's like, but I was like, why? He's like, if the Mets win this series against the Nationals, they're leading the division for the first time in years. I'm like, okay, let's do that. Let's watch it. So the Mets win the series, as we know. Everything happens with Flores. They bring in Cespedes. Cespedes does amazing, and then everything goes forward in regards to them going all the way to the World Series. I know that they came short, but it was still a lot. And yes, this channel indeed. If it wasn't for the Mets, I wouldn't be here. That's actually a great point. I like that. I really do. If it wasn't for the Mets having such a wacky offseason and going literally like all in on all these different guys, we would not be here right now. So shout out to the Mets for making this happen and really pushing me to getting where I want to be. Wardy, I heard Mets are talking to Matt Chapman. So did I. That's why you clicked on the live stream, I'm sure. What's up, buddy? Chapman for Diaz. Who says no? You met Willie Mays. I was at the Ventura Grand Slam single. That's insane, Michael. I love that. Oh, thank you so much for the subscription, my man. I appreciate you. Let's say we extend Lindor. Do you think Correa would play third next to him? I know he's a free agent next year. No, I don't. I think the Mets are going to upgrade for a guy for multiple years of control this offseason at third. So no, I don't think Correa will be happening, my friend. I really appreciate you subscribing, though. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. Always happy to have more people in the family here. I was seated above Chavez for the catch. Dude, Michael, stop it. How jealous do you want to make us? Who do you prefer, Chapman or Bryant? Chapman. It's not even close, Steven. I would love either of them, however. Don't get me wrong. If the Mets land Bryant because they're closer to him right now, it seems, I'm all for it. Just sub. Thank you so much for the sub, Will. I appreciate you. I think Chapman is the one because the Cubs want Bryant at least until the trade deadline. The Mets need a third baseman now. I mean, that's our belief at least. There's no guarantee that Bryant is going to stay till the trade deadline. You know, everyone has a price. I was born on the day of the Ventura Grand Slam single. Oh, that's insane. Do you think Joey Lucchesi will be a good pitcher and help the depth? Yes, I do. I was away from my laptop. Did I miss anything? Since you were last here, I think, Nick? No. I mean, as long as you know what we're talking about. We're at the game 2. Awesome, RP. So you've seen a lot of Mets games? That's okay. That's awesome. I love that. Has anyone besides Craig Carton mentioned Chapman because I trust him less than a $3 bill? I mean, again, I understand that. At least again, I know it only means so much, but it has been confirmed through SNY. That's why we have it up here too. But granted, regardless of how you feel about Carton or not, these guys do have connections. They do have sources. They're not pulling anything out of there, you know what, in this situation, I don't think. Whether it comes to fruition or not, it's a different story. But I do trust to an extent the fact that the Mets have inquired on Chapman because it makes a lot of sense. I'm just very happy because literally last night's stream, we were talking about that as a hypothetical, and then bam, we actually get a report today. Like, what are the odds? Years ago, you won a Shea Stadium Mets versus Pirates. Bobby Bonilla was the Mets. He signed everything. Let's see here. Signed everything. Barry Bonds wouldn't leave the dugout for pictures or autographs. Nothing. Oh, wow. Interesting. Cubs fans since 2015 lost a ton of bandwagon fan friends along the way. I think losing Bryant would be the last nail in the coffin. But hey, tickets will be cheaper. That's one way to look at it, Will. You're not wrong there. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, the Cubs are not looking like that. They're going in the right direction. Disciple, then simply don't be here, my friend, if you're just going to be negative. Okay, do you think the Mets make a blockbuster trade for a third baseman before Monday? I think that they make some type of in the next week. I'm not going to guarantee a day or anything like that. The last thing I want to do is give people false hope in that aspect. Because this offseason has been so wacky. What's up, Worry? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, Valdez. The Mets are talking Chapman. Subscribe to my baseball music videos. Awesome, buddy. Awesome. First game I went to, I was Mike Piazza Day game back in September of 2013. Nice, nice. Let's see here. The rebuild is going to work if we trade Baez. Interesting. I mean, Baez would be interesting. I don't know. I feel like Baez might actually stay. What if a report comes out that Mets acquire Chapman, but it's actually Old Is Chapman from the Yankees? No. No, Matt. I was lucky enough to be at the Beltran and walk off against the Cardinals. Oh, wow. That's awesome, William. You can ask me a Trevor Story question. Go for it. I'm just now seeing that Pearson could be involved in the Bryant deal. Again, I think the only way that would make sense is if they're also getting Hendricks. Other than that, that makes zero sense. I play the show, not a lot, every once in a while because I have Xbox, but I definitely plan on playing the new one because they have a dual console, and I'm stoked. And I see that the joystick, the analog stick, is just like the old 2K ones, and I still play 2K13 MLB to this day with like all, handmade rosters with creative player and stuff, like, because I love it. When me and my buddy, we play on the OG Xbox still for fun too. So I'm very much looking forward to the new show. I do plan on playing that. When does spring training start? I believe like the first game is like February 27th. You were at Delgado's Beltran's 2-homer game at Shea Stadium. Oh, that's amazing, RMF. I'm so jealous. Do you think Trevor Story gets traded before opening day? No, I do not, Jarvis. Would you like David Ray as the manager if Luis Rojas doesn't do well? Yes, Matt, but I don't see Wright being a manager anytime soon. What was the first baseball card that I possessed? Nick, I honestly don't know. I never was huge with collecting baseball cards growing up. Because I didn't start really following baseball intensely until the past like 5-6 years. Like when I was younger, I was huge into football. So I have a huge football collection in regards to cards. A lot of them. Like a lot of good ones. Not so much for baseball. Time for competitive Wardy. Yeah, you guys don't want to see gamer Wardy. All hell breaks loose. And I'm putting that lightly. If we trade Mauricio, you got to believe we extend Lindor, right? Oh, yeah, of course. I think the Mets are for sure going to extend Lindor regardless. Alonso still haunts you this day, as he should. Just sub. Thank you so much for being here, Scott. I appreciate you. What do you think of a package for Chapman looks like? Sorry if you answer this array. It's okay, buddy. I appreciate you asking. I appreciate the sub. Yeah, I know Chapman would be a lot. You're definitely looking at one of, if not both of, like Beatty and Mauricio, because they would be, though they're top prospects, but they're guys that would be blocked by the guys currently, that being in Lindor and then Chapman. As long as they're going to be here long term, those are guys that would be highly susceptible to being dealt in that kind of deal, if you ask me. Along with JD Davis to be the filler at third base right away and all these others. Nick, I don't even know my gamer tag on Xbox. I'm not even capping. I haven't played in a while. I used to be huge with playing the old NHL, not old NHL, but like NHL, like I think was it 13 or 14. I used to go bananas with that because I love hockey too. Oh my god, yeah, a hut ruined me. Yeah, I don't play games a whole lot anymore because of the fact that, you know, it's not good. It's not good. Once I get in, I can't be stopped. All right, Disciple, that's the last straw. You got 3 strikes and you're out, buddy. That's it. That's the last strike for me. You should have known better. KRIS Bryant and Hendricks bring 30 mil in salary, so you'd have to think someone has to go with significant salary. Possibly Ray or Familia could go somewhere else. Again, the Mets can take that on. I fully expect them to go over the luxury tax threshold in some way or another. Ethan, that's okay about Hamilton. We already knew that. Do I think the Mets can make the World Series this year if they add Bryant or Chapman? Yes, I think that they will be contenders at that point. They'll still have an uphill battle, but they'll get a lot closer. What would we have to give up for either of these trades? All depends on the exact kind of trade. That's the thing. Because Bryant is a rental. If it's just him, you should not be giving up a top 7 prospect for him. And again, guys, thank you all so much who have been chimed in this entire time. It really does mean a lot, guys. For everyone that is a member, I hope you were enjoying the emojis for the topics of discussion. That being in guys like, obviously, Chapman. We also have Bryant. We have Hendricks, all of them. So if you guys end up becoming a member, Luke, what's up, buddy? You guys get to use all that fun stuff. And depending on what membership you use, then you get even better perks. So just so you guys are aware, you do have a lot of options in regards to the memberships, should you wish to go down that route. Sorry it was so long. I will get this photo out to you, and hopefully it won't take as long in the last packet. Dominic, what photo, buddy? You don't have to send anything, my friend. You've done more than enough, buddy. I appreciate you kindly. But what photo are you talking about? Here, guys, I'm going to just spam all these emojis in the chat because I can. Just so you guys know. Get out of here, MLB Joey. We know the damage you've done. Get out of here. Do you think we get Chapman or Bryant? Who you get? I think more likely it would be Chapman. I mean, not Chapman. I think Bryant would be more likely right now. But who would I prefer? It would be Chapman. Chapman's a stud. Suarez is. I don't think there's anything to say that he's not in the mix. He's just not in the reports as of late. Brian Anderson, not over some of the other options, no. What was your favorite Mets possession? I have autographed Tom Seaver and Keith Hernandez-Valles. I mean, I've all my best Mets possessions have come from fellow subscribers here, which is amazing. And Dominic and Joe, 2 loyal subscribers and members here on the channel, they've sent me various things between a beautiful David Wright jersey, inauguration jersey for Citi Field from 2009, which I have next to me. You know, another one from Joe, which was amazing, that being in a dual. That I also have a Mookie Wilson and Bill Buckner autograph jersey dual, so it has both their names on it. Just absolutely insane. All my memorabilia has come from members and subscribers, so I'm beyond grateful for all of them. David, thank you so much for becoming a member, my man, especially as a Nats fan. That's insane. Thank you so much, guys. Hype in the chat for David, guys. We got ourselves another loyal member here on the channel, guys. Hype in the chat. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate you. Yeah, I know. Anderson is definitely a thorn in our side, no doubt. Imagine that left side of the infield with Chapman and Lindor. Oh, my God. I know. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's not even fair. Oh, the 16 by 20 signed Chavez catch. Oh, Dom, that's amazing. Again, my friend, you don't have to do that, my friend. But if you do want to, I will not say no. I will gladly put that on the wall behind me. My wall is going to be filled up sooner than I know it with the show boxes I need to get and stuff. So thank you so much for the countless support, Dom. I love you, buddy. Is Miguel Sano good? Yes, but he's not an option for the Mets. Mark my words. In the next week, we will have Chapman or Bryant on our team. All right, I'm marking your words, Dominic. I'm marking them down. Let's see here. Imagine if we had Prime right now. Oh, sky's the limit. Do we think Mets can win 100 games this season? It's insane that we're even toying with that idea, how it's not too far out of the realm of possibility, depending on how they round out this offseason. Am I going to any spring training games this year? No. I've never been to any because I have to fly to do it. It's something that I'm hoping that I could do starting next year. This year doesn't seem likely, given how close it is and how much it would afford. I'm not in a position to really be able to do that right now. I plan on doing it, going to normal games for the season, however. Fen, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Roblox, you just click the link, my man. If you just click the link in the description, you have the options there, and then you would just have to go through Safari or something. That's the only way to do it mobile. You can't do it through the actual YouTube app. Yes, Richie. Yes, Chapman. What do you think? What do you think? Could go for Chapman and hope the trade includes Ramon Lauriano. I apologize for the lags, guys. I would love Lauriano with Chapman. That'd be insane, but I don't see a Lauriano coming. I think it would just be Chapman or a pitcher with him, if anything. No problem, buddy. Happy to have you here as always. Guys, hype in the chat for Wooly for stopping by. Appreciate you. Who has a better chance of landing? Right now, I would say it's Bryant over Chapman, given what we have seen today. Because Chapman is still, like, breaking stuff. It literally, like, just happened. You're like 4 hours from Port St. Lucie. That's awesome. Maniac Matt. Yes. Love the fact that you're using emojis. Give me that. Give you Matt Chapman. Yes, I agree, Richie. Oh, Juan, guys, hype it in the chat for Juan becoming another loyal member here on the channel. Thank you so much, buddy. Tyler, thank you for the kind words, my man. I appreciate you being here. Yes, it's been a grind, but it's been a fun one, no less. And guys, if you are in fact new, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button as always. Help us get a 400 likes for the next short-term goal here in the stream. And also help us get to 6K subs, guys. We're rolling. We might even go upwards of another hour more, given how well the stream has been going. So thank you all so much in advance. Make sure to smash those buttons, as always, if you haven't, guys. Do you think the Mets will use Lee as a trade chip? Elliot, thank you so much for the donation, guys. Hype in the chat for Elliot as well. You guys are awesome. To answer your question, I don't think that they will. I won't say it's impossible, but I don't think that they will. No problem, Nick. Have a great night, buddy. I appreciate you being here. Get that homework done. What happened with Matt Chapman? It was reported earlier today, a couple hours ago, through Karn and Roberts, that the Mets have inquired on Matt Chapman. And it's since been confirmed from SNY. Wardy, question, even who is better, Lindor or Chapman? Oh, that's tough. I mean, I'd probably say Lindor, because Lindor has more versatility to his game. Lindor being a switch hitter, being able to change his approach, whether he's a leadoff hitter or hitting, more middle of the order. Like, Lindor has a lot more versatility, but Chapman is insane. I mean, glove-wise, and I know it's insane, like, there's a fair argument to say that Chapman is the better glove than Lindor, which is just otherworldly, but that's how good he is defensively. But overall, player-wise, I would say Lindor. They're not far off, though. They really aren't. No problem, Avocado Man. Have a great night, buddy. Members coming in left and right. I know. It's amazing. I appreciate all you guys. I'm really, really looking forward to making more of the exclusive content, because as you guys know, depending on the membership you join, if you become a second or third tier member, you'll get at least 2 videos a month that are exclusive to you guys, and then also at least 2 live streams a month, which I may change from a live stream for the franchise members into, and shout out to my guy Lefty, I don't know if he's still here, into possibly doing normal Zoom calls, so that way we can actually be face to face, just having conversation for like an hour or so. So I'm still weighing my options there, but I'm excited for it. I know, Matthew, it is very unfortunate. This has been an upsetting past year with a lot of great MLB legends passing away. I know. My condolences to all of them and their families. Do you think that the deal is going to get done for Chapman or Bryant, or do you think it'll be just a rumor? I mean, I think Bryant is really picking up steam. I can tell you this. I think the Mets are definitely going to land a third baseman this offseason through trade. That's what I think. Everything Sports, thank you so much, my man. I know that you commented, I think, on another video or something saying the same thing. Thank you so much. I have to catch up with the comments because I've been so busy today, but I really appreciate all you guys for the kind words. You have been amazing, guys. And again, guys, help us get a 400 likes. We're so close. Thank you so much, guys. And John, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. How high of a prospect do you see Uncle Steve give up for Brian? Should not be a top 10 prospect. At most a top 9. Because he's a rental. You should not be giving up a top prospect for Brian. Doesn't make any sense. Unless it's along with Hendricks. I have to say, back when Conforto, Nimmo, Fulmer, and Dom played in Bennington for the Rumble Ponies, I can remember when my daughter and I met them. Best dude in the world was Conforto. Great dude. Oh, that's awesome, Niners. That's awesome, buddy. Yeah, no, Conforto's a man. He's my favorite New York Met. Love it, buddy. Believe it or not, the Wilpons gave us a nice parting gift by actually spending $53 million on a newly renovated NY Met spring training facility. That's one positive. You could say that. Yes, Daniel. Do I think Pearson will be used in the trade package for Chapman or Bryant? Bryant, no, unless Hendricks is involved. If it's more than just Bryant, then I think it's possible. Same thing with Chapman. LGM, absolutely, Juan. I appreciate you as always. You've been awesome tonight. Awesome in general. Davis, Familia, Lee for Chapman, Noah. No, my friend. The A's don't even pick up the phone. They don't even walk towards the phone when you're ringing. Giving up prospects for a 1-year rental on Bryant is a stupid move. Yeah, I agree. Rather give up prospects for Jose Ramirez. Ramirez is a stud. He's a guy that you're giving up top prospects for. JH, thank you so much, buddy. I know that you've been giving plenty of support. I appreciate you. Your favorite Met is Rosario. Shut up, Richie. Do I watch anime? No, I do not. Let's see here. You should make a Discord. I know. A lot of people love Discords. I know. That's a consideration. Another thing I'm gonna write down. Again, I'm only 2 months into this thing, so I'm really just like, again, I didn't expect things to grow as fast. I had confidence in myself with this channel that I really felt that things could really start to grow, but things are growing at an amazing pace. So I'm taking everyone's input. I already have some good ideas ahead. I'm unbelievably excited for the future heading into the season. Like, the sky's the limit. At this rate, I feel fairly confident saying that we can get close to, if not at 10K subscribers by opening day, which is just a jaw-dropping belief. Between 8 and 10K would do wonders for me. So if we can get somewhere there, that would be tremendous. I don't want Chapman unless we're sure we can extend Lindor. I mean, I'm pretty confident the Mets can extend Lindor. Discord season, I know. A lot of people like Discords, Richie. Does Oakland have any starting pitching we can get for Chapman? I would say Manaea. Hey, Wardy, my phone died, but I'm back. No problem, Lefty. Happy to have you here, my guy. No, you're the man, Elliot. Love you, buddy. All right, let's see here. Do you think Davis and a prospect anywhere from 10 to 15 ranked in the farm is good for Brian? I think, honestly, I do. Something along those lines. It should not be much more than that. Yes, my moderator's jumping on the spam. You'll love to see it. No problem, Roblox. Have a great night, buddy. Anything on Luis Castillo? Suarez, there still seems like that there's a connection there. There's never been anything past hypothetical with Castillo. So if you're seeing anything with Castillo, it's just hypothetical. What about Luzardo? Luzardo would be awesome from what I saw, that I learned more about him in the stream, but doesn't seem likely, given how young he is and everything. Everything sports. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. And Mets trade a top prospect to get Cespedes on a shorter rental. That was a different Mets team then. Granted, though, Cespedes in the short term looked amazing, but that was only for like a year and a half. Spring train will be a little different this year. There will be 7 and 5 inning games for protocol. Wonder if this could affect prep. Oh, it will of course affect prep. There's no denying that. I prefer JD Davis over the 1-year rental and KRIS Bryant. I mean, that's interesting. I would still go Bryant personally. I wish Gray Suarez trade went through. I don't think the Gray Suarez thing is impossible still, but I don't know how likely it is right now. Sorry, I can't donate. Oh, don't apologize for not donating, my friend. I appreciate you being here. Let's see here. Good work. Congrats on the growth. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate you. Chapman is now trending on Twitter, as he should. As he should. Seriously. And I'm actually going to put the stream on Twitter because I don't think I actually did that yet. So bear with me, guys. Again, thank you all so much for being here, guys. I really do appreciate you. Oh, the spams are going hard right now. They're joining in together, it seems. That's funny. Oh, let's see here. These guys are funny. Ethan, why? That's my only question. If you have one account as it is, what's the difference? Oh, and guys, if you want to check me out on Twitter, it's at WardyNYM. What do you think the Mets got to give up for Chapman? For Chapman, you're probably giving up some top prospects. One of, if not both of, Mauricio and Beatty, JD Davis, and possibly somebody else. It all depends, but he'll cost a lot. Matthew, I used to like WWE when I was younger, but I don't follow it anymore. Keep thinking you froze, but you just don't talk much. Jake, sounds like you haven't been here a lot, my friend. What do you think we can expect from Syndergaard this season? If we can just get Syndergaard to be solid once he's back from Tommy John, I think that's what we're hoping for, and that he can just kind of grow as the season goes on. Why not get Mike Fiers? Oh, that's fine. I remember him when he had like that shaved beard / mustache where it was only like one half of his face. And thank you all so much for 400 likes, guys. I appreciate you. All right, that's fine, Ethan. I got you. Jeremy, always. What if the Mets get Brett Gardner? I don't see that happening. I really don't. You know, guys, continue to let me know your thoughts here. Which one do you think is more likely for the Mets right now? It seems to me at this point in time that Bryant is more likely than a guy of Chapman. But either way, I would be ecstatic with either of them. I really would. Oh, thank you so much. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Ali, however you want me to pronounce your name. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you kindly. You're the best. Okay. You like coming here? I'm happy you're here, John. What do you think we should expect from Stroman this season? We should hopefully expect Stroman to be an effective pitcher. You know, if Stroman can pitch to, you know, if we can see Stroman pitch to a 3.4 ERA or lower, I think that's great, honestly. How much longer will I go live? All depends. All depends on how strong the stream's going. At this rate, we're probably going upwards of an hour again. I think Bryant is more likely, but I'd rather have Chapman. I agree. I completely agree. Do you think Bryant can return back to his old form? Absolutely, Jacob. Bryant was tremendous in the 2019 season. You shouldn't put much stock into how he did in the short 2020 season. Whoa, these spammers, I know. I've got enemies. I can't blame them considering how well this channel is doing. Hey, Wardy, just got my 2 sons hooked and subbed. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Happy to have your sons here. That's awesome. Guys are the best. Mike, hype in the chat. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate you. Guys, hype in the chat. Dono hype from Mike here with a $10 dono. Says, got my Mets shirt from MLB's shop today. Looking forward to this season. That's awesome, Mike. What shirt did you get, buddy? Did you just get a normal one? Did you get a Lindor shirt? Let me know what you got. I'm curious. Do you think it is possible to re-sign Bryant if we trade for him? Yes. I would be under the belief that the Mets have that belief that they can try their best to extend him should they acquire him, especially if you give up any significant assets. Thor will not be the closer. He won't even consider the idea, Jack. I highly doubt that. Okay, let's see. Do you think Davis, Beatty, Betances in a top 10, 15 prospect for Chapman? They wouldn't take on Betances. Maybe they would take on Betances' contract. It's not too much. Let's see here. I think I missed it for a second. I'm just looking at your comments, guys. Just bear with me. Do you see the A's and the Cubs asking for Dom Smith in trade? Dom should not be asked for by the Cubs. The only way the Cubs should even consider asking is if you have Kyle Hendricks as part of that deal. A's would make more sense. Thor would be insane in the pen. I completely agree, but it ain't happening. Thor's a starter. I got the Mets shirts with the last name and 31 number. You know the number 31 is my favorite Mets player. Oh, that's awesome, Mike. I love that. You know, I just got a Piazza black jersey as well. I have it right beside me. What if the Mets bring back Matt Harvey and he becomes a star? It ain't happening, Lefty. It ain't happening. I think you're really. I don't think that's happening, my friend. The fact that Bartolo is not already New York Met is absurd. I know, bring Big Sexy back, right? Been a Mets fan since 66 and love your channel. Thank you so much, William. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for being here. How much snow did you got so far today? Today we only got like a couple inches. It wasn't a lot. Before that, though, like a weekend or so ago, it was a blizzard. We got multiple feet of snow. Let's see here. Yes. Don't know hype indeed. Whatever happens, do not trust any. Oh, I know. We've been over this with Bob Array. We've been over this. That's nothing new. Thank you so much, JH, for the constant support. I appreciate you. Chris, thank you for being here, my man. Yeah, no, we're just talking about Chapman and Bryant. Both of them have been connected to the Mets further today. The Mets have shown more interest. as we know, looks like talks have definitely picked up there. And then when you look at Chapman, things have picked up over the past couple hours there, according to Carton and Roberts, which is really, really exciting. Holy spammers, I know. This happens every once in a while. I know. We really hit the luck of the draw tonight. You'll love to see it. Honestly, it brings attention. It brings interaction here in the chat. Who cares? I appreciate all my moderator warriors out here doing great things. Nelson, thank you so much, my friend. God bless you too. Thank you. How much control Chapman? 3 years, and he's making 6.5 mil the upcoming season. I think Mets can still try for Suarez. Great combo. I think so too. My reaction if we get Chapman? Yes, Mike. Exactly. I think it's gonna be more than that. I think it's gonna be more along the lines of the other one where I'm like this. But yes, for me at least. For you, the thumbs up. Awesome. And the Mets can't trade Familia or Betances. Will they eat their contracts? Maybe one of them. But again, it's not something they need to do. It's more so about just freeing up roster space than anything else. So I could see them doing that if they just DFA them. And Familia isn't terrible, but again, he's not a guy that the Mets feel is a priority in the bullpen anymore, given their other options that they're looking at. I would love Luis Castillo too. Trust me, I really would. I don't have a problem with Rojas. This is a huge year for him. This will be a make or break year for Rojas if he is still the manager going forward or not. Do you think if the Dodgers get Cooper, Mets get Turner, or he goes to Atlanta? I don't know why. Turner just feels more of a likelihood to go to the Braves or the Brewers than the Mets. Especially because the Mets are looking like they want to upgrade through trade market, third base wise. Might take a shot at Blue Label if the Mets get Chapman. I can't blame you for doing that, hold on. Oh, thank you, Mama. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Guys, hype in the chat for James. Guys, hype in the chat for James. Another dono. Thank you so much, James. I appreciate you. Frank, no more mods for tonight, my friend. Maybe another time. Just so you know, New York baseball in the future, you don't need to put someone in timeout just for asking. Just so you know. I like the name though, Frank Fleming. Frank, the GOAT from Barstool. Big time Mets fan. Let's see here. Hype indeed. Yes, thank you all so much. And guys, as always, if you are in fact just chiming in, please consider smashing that like and subscribe button. Help us get to 500 likes and help us get a 6K subs for the next short-term goal, guys. Really mean a lot. We're doing amazing things here on the channel. I would love for you to be part of it if you aren't already. CJ, what's up, buddy? With spring training around the corner, gotta think a move is going to happen soon. Unless the Mets blow the A's socks off in a short negotiating period, then Bryant the guy. Either way, I'm happy. I 100% agree. I think a third base trade, basically a blockbuster, will happen. I do. Again, what the hell do I know at the end of the day? Because all of our gut feelings and stuff, all the reports have either, not been factual this offseason or just did not go as planned. Regardless, I'm excited. Betances could be hard to move. I agree. JBJ, the Mets, it feels unlikely. Not going to lie. It feels like JBJ is going to go back to Boston right now, given that they just parted ways with Benintendi. Joe, thank you for the dono, my friend. I appreciate you as always. Oh, guys, hype in the chat. Joe Gaina, so hyped for the season. He says, now batting number 12, Francisco Lindor. Yes, I can't wait to hear those words. I really can't. I was looking at tickets. I might be going to the second game of the season in City against the Marlins this year, so stay tuned for that. As long as the ticket, there's still good ticket prices by the time I get my YouTube payday. If the Mets, for some crazy reason, trade Armstrong in a deal for Bryant or Chapman, I will be upset. Yeah, I will too. I don't see that happening though, Mike. I really don't. Joshua, I don't know why you're here, but I appreciate you being here no less. Oh, I know. Not staying away from Twitter because of the constant updates. Yeah, it's brutal. Hours go by before you know it. If Peterson is in the mix to the Cubs, I'd say we get Hendricks. Yep, Chris, I completely agree. I don't see how Peterson is included without Hendricks being part of it as well. Should the Mets trade Davis and Dom Smith to get their third baseman? At the right price, yes. At the right price, however. When do I think the Bryant trade will happen? Well, there's no guarantee that's going to be Bryant, but he looks like the front runner right now. I'd have to imagine over this next week, maybe even over the next couple of days, we're going to find out something. Joey Gallo's reportedly being shopped. I'm not surprised there. Doesn't seem likely with the. It doesn't seem likely. I honestly, I wouldn't be against Gallo, but you know he's been a huge swing and miss these past couple years. He needs to work on his launch angle a lot. But you know, yeah, he just doesn't look like he fits the mold for the Mets. But I've always been a Joey Gallo fan, however. Yes, T, I'm still here. I appreciate you being here, my guy. Our opening series is against Washington. It's nationally televised. I know. I'm excited for it. How about Uncle Steve just being the greatest person in the history of the earth? I think he even beats out Dave Portnoy. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm very happy that Steve Cohen is the owner. If the newspaper on the wall behind me wasn't enough to really defend that. Oh, Jesse, I don't know. Jesse, if you were timed out, it was an accident, my friend. Again, I'll monitor it. I appreciate you, though. I don't know what you originally said, so please feel free to do it again. Oh, thank you so much, Jesse. I appreciate you kindly. Yeah, I didn't see what you originally said till now, so thank you. Yeah, again, the timeouts, sometimes they happen by accident because a lot of people spamming. Who do you think the Mets will sign for outfield or stay with their outfield? As of right now, it almost feels like that they're going to bank on Nimmo. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried. I still am. I know that they're working on. I know that Nimmo's working hard at defense, but I don't know. Outfield's still a question mark for me. I'm curious what's going to happen there, if anything. Have I ever took the 7 train? No, I have not. No, I have not. One day, just not yet. Is Don Mauricio and Davis for Chapman realistic? I don't think that's too far off, Steve. I don't think you're too far off. I don't think you're fully there yet, but I don't think you're too far off. Yes, they are totally revamping. Absolutely, Leo. Let's go Mets indeed, Luis. Kevin Pillar, I would not mind Kevin Pillar at all, but I don't see it happening. Do you see there being a way we upgrade third base via trade without dealing JD? No, I don't, Jordan. I really don't. I think JD is going to go in any deal for a third baseman because JD is not going to take a bench role. I just don't see it happening. Aiden, timeouts usually last for I think like 300 seconds. And next live stream, I'll consider other mods. Again, I'm going to see how you guys do. Being diligent with them. If someone I see is abusing the mod or whatever, then I'll take it away from them. But for the most part, people have been okay today. It's been overwhelming at times, I know, because a lot of people were spamming earlier, but things are doing a little bit better now, at least. I know, I would love Chapman. I really would. I know, I haven't been able to do... Guys, realize I don't live in... I live in PA currently, so it's not like I've had a lot of opportunities as a 20-year-old to take the 7 line. Lauriano, Chapman in a relief pitcher. Do you have a car for Smith, JD in a minor leaguer? That wouldn't happen. You're giving up weight. You're not giving up nearly enough for that type of deal. Mr. Boombastic, what's up, buddy? I'm really looking forward to your reporting. Be looking forward to it. Thank you so much, James. I appreciate you. Do you think the Mets will win division? Yes, I think that they have a strong chance. I was today years old when I learned how badly I want Chapman. When just thinking about third basemen, Chapman is always a guy you want. It's not a guy that you think is ever realistic, however. Today, we somewhat crossed that line of getting into a little bit of realism here. A little bit. No DH feels like blue balls. Joe, that is probably the most accurate thing. I couldn't agree more. Seriously. They toy with us. They really did. Absolutely love the show. Thank you so much, Jimmy. I appreciate you. The only Mets fan around, and guys ask me how I know so much, and I say WardyNYM on YouTube. Oh, thank you so much, Jimmy. That's great. I appreciate you. Oh, that's awesome. That really puts a smile on my face. Wardy, as soon as I get out of school, I check my phone for your vids. Oh, you're awesome, Michael. That's great. Yeah, no, just hearing you guys say this stuff is insane. Knowing that I am a part of a lot of you guys' routine already, like, that's nuts. I would have never imagined that. Might be your new train after Arenado. I know. It's not a bad pivot. It really is not. It's the best pivot imaginable in regards to Arenado. I know. Not hearing Gary, Keith, and Ron on opening day is a tragedy. It's disgusting. Imagine Lindor and Chapman. I know. Oh my God. It's amazing thought. Why is it fair that East teams have a DH while the West, the pitcher bats? Leafs. Not sure what you mean, buddy. I think you mean the NL and the AL, because you gotta understand the NL has East teams too. What do you think is going to happen with Robinson Cano? I think his contract's going to get buried. Nothing is ever realistic until it happens. I know, Jack. That's fair. I can't blame you for feeling that way. What's one big mid-season acquisition you see the Mets making? Can't answer that right now, Zach, because we have to see how this offseason plays out and how they're doing leading up until mid-season, you know? That goes directly in hand with what they would acquire, if anything, and who would be available then. Are the Mets even talking to Lindor about an extension? Your guess is as good as mine. You'd have to imagine that they've had some talks by now, at least. Any word on J Ram? Outside of hypotheticals still right now? No. So no Suarez, Wardy? I wouldn't say no Suarez, Bombastic. It just today, it has not been Suarez talk. It's been that things have picked up steam with Brian again, and that Matt Chapman is now a discussion piece. Yes, Chris, we're still going. Have I reached out to Mark? I mean, Jacob. I've already done the collab with Mark, and I plan on doing stuff with him again fairly soon. Yeah, no, Mark's my guy. Same thing with Fuzzy. I have stuff lined up that I plan on actually talking to them soon, so I'm really excited for that. Let's see here. What do you make of Brad Brock being DFA'd? Unfortunate. I wasn't against Brad Brock, but I know they're doing it to free up more room in the bullpen and with the roster overall. So again, the Mets are going to make a lot more moves here. I think they're going to add to the bullpen still. I would love Rosenthal. I don't know how likely Rosenthal is. I think Wilson's a possibility still, however. Lace forever, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair, to be quite frank. That's why I'm not happy about it. Gotta bounce for now. No problem, Josh. Have a great night, buddy. Am I a big number guy? What do you mean, Jack? Like in regards to like statistics? Analytics? Is that what you're referring to? Do you think the Mets would show more respect to Lindor than what they would have shown to Asdrubal Cabrera? Yes. Yes. And I loved Cabrera during his time with the Mets. I really did. Lefty, you become a member by clicking the link in the description, my friend, where it says if you want to become a member. And thank you so much in advance just for considering it, buddy. I appreciate that. One irrelevant reporter. I'm not sure what you're referring to, my friend. Statistics, yes. Yeah. No, I look at stats every single day between the channel research and everything. You know, I'm very much in favor of analytics and newfound mathematics in regards to sports. I don't think you should fully prioritize it where it's overwhelming. I think you need a balance of both that and the eye test. I think that they definitely go in hand with each other. They're very important. Joe, stop it. Joe, you know I love you. Why you got to bring up Maddie in this? Come on. You know better than that. Okay. Oh, Mark Healy? Oh, I know. Again, Mark Healy is not a guy that I take with full intent. Trust me. I have Healy here because if that does come to fruition, then that's something that we should discuss. But trust me, I'm well aware of Mark Healy. I know that he's not a guy. Same thing with Martino. Trust me, I'm aware of that. But at the same time, unfortunately, all the sources this offseason have not been fully accurate. But in regards to Healy, I know he's the same guy that said that he really felt from his sources that he heard that a deal was going to happen for the Mets in a free agency back right around at the weekend of New Year's, and nothing happened, as we know. We even did a video here on the channel about it. How would I like Chapman in the infield? I would be ecstatic. He's amazing. Yeah, no, trust me. If you've been here for a while, you know my stance on Martino. That's all I have to say about that. Do you think the Mets have to overpay free agents to get them to come to this organization because of the way it was run by the Wilpons? No, Pat, but I will say that inevitably you do have to overpay for top free agents. That's how free agency works. You know? That there's almost never a scenario where you're able to get a top free agent, a top dog that is highly desired from numerous teams in the league without overpaying. It doesn't matter if it's the Mets. It doesn't matter who it is. You always have to overpay in that situation. That's how free agency works. What would be your fantasy Mets roster with current players? I mean, you could kind of put two and two together, but just for fun, we'll just say guys that I would love to see with the Mets that aren't necessarily likely, but I would love it. Third base, Matt Chapman. At least there's some connection there. Center field, Byron Buxton. Left field, you're looking at. I mean, I wouldn't do too much to this Mets roster how it currently stands, honestly. I love Conforto, keep Conforto on right. You know, I would love Luis Robert too, honestly. I love a lot of the White Sox, I do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Again, me doing just like a fun hypothetical, that's something that maybe I could do in the show, or if I get the show and do some type of videos regarding them, I can show you like the most unrealistic but fun team, like a dream team scenario. I saw that about Nimmo. I'm glad you brought that up, though, Diaz. Yeah, I hope for Nimmo's sake he is ready, because if he's going to be starting in center field, by God, he needs to know how to defend. That's all I got to say. We've been saying that all offseason. Oh, Joe, he scored the go-ahead? Oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much, though, Joe. I appreciate you, my guy. Again, I know that I have a lot of Islanders fans in here, I'm sure. I still appreciate you all so much.
You missed a donut bite, Jose.
Okay.
Everyone's telling you.
Okay.
$10.
Yeah, guys, I was just in line. I apologize. I missed the donation from Jose. Jose, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. I apologize I missed it. That was not intentional, I assure you. I apologize I missed it, though. Thank you so much, Jose, if you're still in the chat for the donation. I really appreciate you, my friend. Yeah, no, Jose, did you have a question with your donation? If so, please tell me again, and I'll answer it. Thank you so much, though, guys. Again, don't know hype in the chat for Jose. It was not intentional. When the chat is going fast, it's hard to keep up at times. I apologize. And again, guys, thank you all so much who have been chimed in. This has been tremendous. We'll probably be going another half hour or so, but please help us get to 500 likes and 6K subs for the next short-term goals here on the channel. It really does mean a lot. Michael, thank you so much for the donation, my man. I appreciate you. You've won this old pessimist fan over. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. No, that's great. You're being too hard on yourself, though. I appreciate you being here. Let's see here. Do you think the Jays get Nimmo if he... no, I don't see Nimmo going to the Jays. I did not watch Mark's video yet, but I basically heard what happened in it in regards to Bauer. Oh, Jonathan, thank you so much, my man. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate all you guys being here as always. Oh, thank you so much, Jose. I appreciate you again. You're the best, buddy. I'm from Washington Heights and I love the Yankees, but enjoy this channel and always donate. Oh, thank you so much, my man. I appreciate you, especially being a Yankees fan. That takes guts. That takes a lot of guts and I'm very appreciated, my man. Seriously, thank you so much. No problem, Aiden. Have a great night, buddy. Yeah, Isaiah, no. MLB Joey. MLB Joey's a no-go. There's a lot of bad things happened with MLB Joey here. I'm pretty sure MLB Joey was the same person that took advantage of the mod before. I saw it happen with other channels apparently. So I apologize, Isaiah, if you're upset about that. Do you think the Mets will keep Syndergaard next year? As long as he doesn't, have a complete downfall from Tommy John, yes. Who's my dark horse for winning the Cy Young this year for the NL? NL, I would have to say NL. Dark horse, as long as he's healthy, Soroka for the Braves. Do not underestimate that man. He's nasty. Bobby, thank you so much for the donation. Not donation. Well, yes, donation. Membership. Guys, hype in the chat for Bobby. We have another loyal member here on the channel. Becomes a DeGoat member. Thank you so much. What's my favorite baseball movie? That's tough. I like a lot of baseball movies. I mean, I know it's very stereotypical, but I do love The Sandlot. Honestly, it's really like I love The Sandlot. I love the I really enjoy the fairly newer Jackie Robinson movie too. I love most baseball movies. There isn't one that I've seen where I didn't like. What was my thought about Brad Brock being designated for assignment? They need to fill up a roster spot. They're going to address the bullpen still. It's unfortunate. It really is. Brock wasn't bad, but you'd have to think that they're trying to upgrade in the area. I'm originally from Long Island. That's why. No, you gotta understand. It's not the fact that people are straight up giving up on JD Davis. The organization is making it pretty abundantly clear that he's not gonna have a future with them. The Mets would not be going all in on these top tier third basemen if they felt comfortable with JD being their everyday third baseman. JD was on pace to be the worst overall third baseman in baseball last season. Things were not looking great. JD has a really fun bat. But you can tell they went to arbitration with him when they were only at a $300,000 difference. Realistically, why are you doing that? He was the only guy to go to arbitration with the Mets. I like JD, I really do. I would like him to stay with the team, even if it's off the bench. But something tells me it's not going to happen. Did I ever see Rookie of the Year? Yes, I did. Tim, what do you think about Bauer comments? Yes, I know. About giving him space on Twitter. I mean, first of all, Tim, thank you so much for the donation, guys. Hype in the chat for Tim. Thank you so much, my friend. And in regards to the Bauer comments, I mean, I can't blame him. It's going to inevitably happen. But yeah, no, if you're being chased down and if you're doing what people were saying that he was doing, I would be bothered by that too. But again, it is what it is. It's the least of my concerns, right? But thank you so much for the donation again. I appreciate you. Who would you rather the Mets trade for Chapman, Bryant, or Hendricks, or Suarez and Gray? Oh. If you're saying just Chapman, or the other options are Bryant and Hendricks, Suarez and Gray, that's so tough because Hendricks would bring so much to the Mets, which makes me want to favor the Hendricks and Bryant, but Chapman is amazing. It's hard. I would almost say Chapman, just how good he is. But Bryant and Hendricks would be amazing too. And Gray and Suarez, not bad whatsoever either. All great options. I heard he's working hard to improve his defense. It's not like he can't improve. Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. But again, this is all because of what the Mets are doing, not because of what us Mets fans are doing. the only reason why there's talk with JD is because of what the Mets are doing. The fact that they are openly shopping him because they want to upgrade third base. That's out of my control. So. Chaser, you know it's not true then if it's confirmed by Bob. Don't even start. That's funny. I literally don't even follow Bob on Twitter. You're probably lying too. See, exactly. I love Davis, but I can't stand the fact that money's all that matters to him. Like, I mean, Jack, I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that he went to arbitration with the Mets, more so because the Mets don't feel very comfortable with JD. Little Big League, I think I have seen that. Pens just tied the game with 18 seconds left. You hate to see it. Oh, thank you so much for being here, Eli. Let's go Mets indeed. Cappy, what are you saying, my friend? You don't have to donate to chat. I don't know what you meant by that. I think Nimmo is the answer sometimes. I feel like he could possibly be a Justin Trainer situation. That would really suck. I think that in regards to Nimmo, all I hope is that his defensive game goes up. We need him to if he's going to stay. Yeah, I would hate to see Ramirez in a Braves uniform too. I completely agree. Completely agree. I'm not answering that question. Pro Baseball Radar. I'm not doing it. Logaris is going to the D-backs. I think I saw that already. Okay, let's see that. Being a Mets fan is like us Yankees fans loving the Knicks. We feel your pain, but this year the Mets are actually spending money on quality players. I know. Finally, the coin is starting to flip. It's been a long time coming, to say the least. Let's see here. Do you think there's a chance that the Mets get... Jack, what? Chapman, because he is young, his contract is also... Oh, I know. I love Chapman. He's amazing. If a Mets trade drops and Bob is the first to report it, they will cancel the trade. Everything Bob... I know. We're during the Bauer sweepstakes, I did not get overly crazy when Bob reported first because I didn't think it was... I need a second source, and second source said it wasn't happening. I know. I'm really happy about the VR signing. That's great coming off the bench. Awesome versatility there with a lot of speed. Oh, yeah. Logaris is going the Angels. That is correct. That is what I thought I saw. Not the D-backs. I got them confused. And again, Mets fans, thank you all so much for being here. As always, this has been an awesome stream. So if you guys haven't, please consider smashing that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Help us get to 6K subs, guys. We're doing amazing things growing this community together. And also help us by getting us to 500 likes. It really means a lot too. Again, thank you all so much for being here. This has been a tremendous stream. It's all because of you. So thank you kindly. I know, McCann's going to be awesome for the Mets. I'm ecstatic for him. That's not true at all. Just if the Ramirez goes to the Braves, the Mets still have a very strong chance of winning the division because they're going to upgrade third base. If anything, that gives the Mets even further incentive to make sure that they go big in regards to third base if for whatever reason Ramirez goes to the Braves. Ramirez or Chapman, that's tough, but I'd probably still say Chapman. Ramirez isn't too far behind, but Chapman's glove is just something else. Beatty, Peterson, and Davis for Chapman. Beatty, Peterson, Davis for Chapman. I mean, gun in the head, you make the deal, yes. But I would want losing Peterson, I would like to put someone else in there. Another young, controllable guy, so you don't have to lose that rotation piece if possible. What would it take to get Chapman? Definitely some top prospects, JD Davis, and maybe someone else. It's going to take a lot. But again, the Mets are in a position where they can do that, especially if they lose guys. If they lose guys, especially that are already blocked, like Lindor and in this case Chapman, where they'll be with the team upwards of the next decade through extensions. If that's the case, then guys like Beatty and Mauricio become fairly susceptible. JT on the short term isn't a bad backup plan. Then you have him there basically until Brett Beatty comes in the reins. What's up, Manny? Let's go Mets indeed, buddy. Happy to have you here. Yeah, sources are saying JBJ is going back to the Sox. That's not surprising. That's been expected. That's been expected. You know, especially after the Benintendi trade. That's not a surprise to me. I think Kyle Seager was just a guy they showed interest in, but never was a guy that they went full, like, had deep interest in. They just want to see probably his availability and what it would take. So they weigh their options. Wardy, if you had a chance to choose between... stop asking me these silly questions, please, Mike. You're killing me. If y'all want a chance to gain Chapman, Alvarez would have to be going back. Not true at all. I don't know what makes you think that Alvarez needs to be demanded back. Mets have other key prospects they can part ways with that isn't Alvarez. That are better, organizationally ranked wise. Sandy Alderson has stated his preferences to avoid getting rid of top prospects in any trade. Yes, this would be that exception. Exactly. That's literally like what they said through SNY, I'm pretty sure, too. What up with family? I think you meant to say Familia, maybe? And if that's what you meant, then yes. No, it looks like that he very well could be dealt this offseason. Am I going to go live during... Yes, I will be going live during Mets games this year. And thank you so much for the kind words, James. I always appreciate you, buddy. You can't never have enough pitching, so I would rather have Bryant and Hendricks. That's fair. Yes, I'm very happy Lindor is going to the New York Mets. That's why I have his jersey and newspaper behind me already. Imagine no more singles in the left field with Chapman and Lindor there. And sign a Paxton Walker. Chapman is a star in the making. That power with like, I know that's not even, that infield wouldn't even be fair. Wardy, will the Mets get Chapman or Bryant if you had a guess? If I had a guess, I say Bryant is more likely right now, given the reports we're seeing. But I don't think anything is impossible currently. Spring training live streams, I don't know so much about that. Maybe a couple, but nothing crazy. Oh, I would be furious if the Mets didn't extend Lindor, but I have full confidence that they will. Jeremy, any news? Nothing further beyond what you've seen in tonight's stream, my friend. At least that's what I'm under the impression of. What's next with the Mets? Looks like third base. Just bought tickets to Mets Braves games in late May. Yes, you should hopefully be able to go, Johnny. It'll be limited, but you'll be able to go, hopefully. Have you fully comprehended the fact that Francisco Lindor is a New York Met? You know, I haven't, Jack. Once he's actually on the field and in spring training, that's where I'm like, okay, wow, this is actually happening. Do I think the Dodgers would get Kyle Seager? No, but that would be interesting if that would be their third base replacement. Should they not bring back Turner? That would be funny. Potentially, the Mets will have an all-star in every position. I know. It's such an amazing thought, honestly. And again, guys, thank you all so much for being here. As always, for everyone that has been chiming in this entire time, or you're just chiming in now, again, thank you so much. You have all been tremendous. Seriously, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button if you're new. Help us get to 500 likes and also help us get to 6,000 subs. All right, it's crazy that we're almost there, but thank you all so much in advance, guys. Am I going to Subway Series? If I can afford it, I definitely plan to this year. It's not so much about the average when it comes to Nimmo, my friend. It's always his on base. He's in some elite category in the MLB when it comes to his on base percentage. He's tremendous. Even if he doesn't do the hits, he'll either get hit by a pitch or he'll get walked constantly and bolt to first base because of how good his eye is. Opinion on bringing back the black jerseys? I say sign me up. That's my thoughts on bringing back the black jerseys. And they'll be coming back. There's no doubt in my mind. Would you be okay with Conforto leaving if you got Yelich next year? I mean, I don't see them getting Yelich. I really don't. I love Yelich. That would be insane, but Conforto's my favorite New York Met. I do not want to see him go. As amazing as Yelich is, I love Conforto. I can't see him going. Isaiah, where did you see that? Shout out to my barber for the eyebrows. I did hear about Gomez. Yeah, that was very unfortunate. I know that I believe he was a writer for Yahoo. I didn't have a great background on him. Oh, wait, no, pardon me. He's not that Pedro Gomez. I was thinking of the Yahoo guy who just Pedro Gomez for the MLB. Yes, I'm well aware. I got confused for a second because I know another reporter just recently passed away as well. But, you know, that was very unfortunate about Gomez. That really sucks. Thoughts on top 100 right now? I haven't deep dived it. I saw briefly who some of the Mets are, though. I'm not against Dom is high up array. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, everyone always makes sure that I wear the denim jacket. They like freak out if I don't at this point. I got it a couple years ago. It's a collab with Levi's, so I don't know if they're still around. The Mets have all their players on top 10 except for JD. Yeah. Yep. I would take Chapman. Yes, I would. I would take him any day. You saw that on report? What report? Bleacher Report? If the Mets got Chapman without trading their top 6 prospects, how impactful would that be moving forward? Oh, it would be amazing. Regardless if they move top prospects or not, that would be incredibly impactful. Is Dom traded if no DH? Well, it looks like that there is in fact no DH, so I don't think Dom's going to be traded, but the only way I could see it toyed with is if he's part of like a massive blockbuster. How can you bury a contract like Cano's? Does it free up money toward a luxury tax? You know, I honestly would have to do my research. I'm not sure exactly the specifics on that, to be quite frank. But regardless, just burying it means that it would probably be like deferred over a longer period of time, I'd have to imagine. Do you have a realistic chance? Do we have a realistic chance of landing Bryant? Yes. I do fully believe the Mets are going to address third base this offseason through the trade market. Which third baseman that'll be is going to be fun to watch and find out. Lee could be. Again, I don't know if Lee is going to have any impact with the roster this year, but he could be. It all depends on how he does his spring training and if there's room for him on the roster, because this team is going to be deep. I don't think Pete's going anywhere, so I'm not even going to, address that. Yes, Cano is not receiving salary this year. I'm talking about after that. Megan, what's up? What's up, Megan? I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. That's funny. Megan, am I seeing you this weekend? I don't know. I don't know if I'm seeing you just this weekend or your parents. Let me know. Love the channel, and I appreciate the Twitter. Oh, thank you so much for being here, my man. I appreciate you. I'm curious if this Chapman discussion is bigger trade than just him. I don't know. You'd have to think maybe a guy like Minaya for the rotation piece. Maybe Lauriano, which would be an insane haul, however. I know, maybe the Mets did trade for Lee to add him in somewhere else, but I don't know. All right, awesome, Megan. I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you being here. And yes, Richie, I know I found it. Yes. That's great. That's funny. Lindor signs before spring train. Hopefully. I think it's almost a lock for sure, though, that he signs before the season, at least. If I were the Mets, I would trade JD, Mauricio, and Thomas. I'm not even going to try to say his last name because I always butcher it. In regards to what? Chapman? Then okay. Any update since what we have been talking about, Ray? Not that I'm aware of, no. Is there anyone that can take on Cano's contract? Yes, but will they? Probably not. Ethan, you're a pitcher. How old are you, buddy, if you don't mind me asking? You got a 4-seam, a 2-seam, a cutter, a sinker, a splitter, curveball, changeup. Nice. Nice. Can't go wrong. You got some diversity there. Oh, thank you, Megan. Love you too. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Tell everyone I said hello. Is the Mets' interest in Chapman just a check-in at this point or something that's has legs? In regards to Chapman, I think it's something that they have shown interest in from what we're seeing right now. I would love it if the Mets blew out the Nats on opening day. I'm trying to go to that game. But as of right now, I don't even think you can buy tickets in DC. The teams want the top catching prospect in either trade. I mean, in regards to the Reds and the Cubs, yes. We have not seen that connection, at least, however. And I'm blanking. It's been a long night in regards to the A's deal. But yes, and I don't think the Mets are parting ways with Alvarez, though. I don't. No, I do not think the Mets are done. I think that they're still very much active this offseason. Sledge, yeah, maybe eventually. Probably not this season, however, because I just don't have the time. It's really hard to do all that because I'm being nonstop on the channel as it is. So maybe eventually, though. I still don't know why the Mets DFA Brock. Free up roster space, buddy. That's the main reason why. They're going to add to the bullpen in some way, and they need to free up roster space regardless. How many runs per game will the Mets score this year? Hopefully a lot, Matt. They're definitely going to be an offensive powerhouse. There's no denying that. You're 13, Ethan? Awesome. Awesome. Good luck with your pitching going forward. I wish you the best with that. It's nice to see that you have such diversity at a young age in regards to your pitches. That's great. You played for East Meadow. That's awesome. No to giving up top prospects. I disagree, Chris, as long as it's in the right scenario. As long as it's guys that that don't really have a future with the Mets because of Lindor and whoever they address at third base. That is my exception. And depending on the deal. Like Chapman, you literally have to give up top prospects in that deal. Bryant, you shouldn't have to. Bryant and Hendricks deal? Yes, you probably do. Close to at least. Oh, Joe, you're too kind, my man. Yeah, no, that would be... Thank you kindly in advance. Yeah, I'm going to try to. I'm definitely going to try to go to opening day. We'll see. It all depends, though, because as I looked at tickets earlier today, it said that there weren't any available. I'm not sure if they're allowing fans in DC to start out. Do you think we'll address the pen before spring training? Maybe a Wilson, Rosenthal, or Hader? Wilson, Rosenthal feel far more likely than Hader. That's why I will say Bobby. Yankees fan a little scared of the Mets. Finally, a humble, somewhat realistic Yankees fan. And I know that we have other Yankees fans in here. I appreciate all you guys that are chiming in. But seriously, thank you all so much for being here. Yeah, again, the Mets are going to be a tough team. I'm really, really looking forward to that rivalry, to say the least. Suppose every Mets trade demanded Carl Armstrong. Would you do any of them? I wouldn't want to. I really wouldn't. But yes, I would do some of them. Chapman, I still would. Chapman, I would be upset about it, but I still would. Ernie LGM, happy to have you here, buddy. And because the Mets will be able to replenish in some capacity. Any news, Ernie? You're looking at it. You're looking at it, my friend. It's what we've been talking about the past 3 hours. Okay, Worry, fair enough, but I want another lefty in the pen. No, yeah, I would like one. If you can bring Wilson back, I wouldn't be against that at all. Trust me, the Mets would not bring Peterson in the deal for Bryant, I would have to imagine, without it having Hendricks as part of that deal also. It doesn't make any sense for them to part ways with Peterson and that deal for him by himself as a rental. You know, the channel would not be in existence right now if Steve Cohen was an owner. I told myself I was not going to start a channel until there was different ownership. And here we are. Whatever happened to the World Baseball Classic? I don't know. I have no clue when that's even going to come back, if at all. It was fun. Oh, Jason, thank you so much for the kind words, my friend. I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you so much. And again, guys, thank you all so much for chiming into tonight's stream. We're just about a couple minutes left. We're going to go to 10 p.m. So get your final thoughts in here, guys, and make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. As always, if you're new to the channel, again, help us get a 500 likes, guys, and also help us get to right around 6,000 subs for the next short-term goal here on the channel. Thank you all so much in advance for the countless support, guys. It really does mean a lot. I would go ballistic for Mike Trout, but it's never going to happen. So all I can do is think about it. Eric, I know. That's funny. Who Mets okay parting way with? Definitely Davis, Familia, but Familia, you need someone to really take on that contract. Beatty, I would say, in a situation like Chapman, they would be willing. You'd have to imagine. Peterson does not make sense for just why am I blanking on Bryant? It would make sense, however, if Hendricks is involved. Do I have a job, Brendan? You're looking at it. Mr. Bombastic. Yes, the emojis. I love it. What do you think we'll hear rumors of a new hear the news of a new third baseman over the next week? Mr. Bombastic. Awesome. Just read more comments, guys. Matthew, thank you for the kind words, my friend. I really appreciate you. Oh, I'm well aware of Thor coming back. I'm very excited. Chapman happens in the next 5. How late are you going? I don't even know, Joe. I really don't. Next 5 as in what? Next 5 days? Would Porter have a trade done by now? No clue, nor do I care. That's water under the bridge. Have a good one, Worry. Thank you so much. You too, Alex. Whose number do you think will retire next? Strawberry or Wright makes a lot of sense. It really does. Machias, I appreciate you, buddy. Nothing new is trending on Twitter. Guys, stuff was trending all day. Bob, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate you. What do you think JD, Beatty, and Familia could do for Chapman? No, my friend. Thomas, respectfully, the A's don't even pick up the phone. And I'm not joking. Because they would not want that Familia contract. I just can't see them taking that. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Boombastic. I am. Thank you so much. Strawberry over Keith. That's a fair argument. Donnie, we're talking about drug addicts. All right, we're talking about the entire 86 team. Come on. Yes, I would still retire people who have maybe done some not too great things during their time, because that was literally all of the 80s. That means we should just erase the entire 86 team while we're at it, and we're not doing that. No. Who's my prediction? I would say, if anything, that Bryant feels more likely right now, but still anything can happen. I'm not going to give a World Series prediction in regards to that. I don't like jinxing that stuff, even in those hypotheticals. Michael, Chapman video will be up tomorrow. Don't you guys worry. It will be up probably in the morning, guys, too. So stay tuned. I'm really excited to do that, guys. As a Cubs fan, you should trade for Suarez and Gray. Good advice, Owen. Crow Armstrong has the ability to be a really, really strong, top of the order hitter, like a leadoff guy. That will be very consistent in regards to his bat. A gain on base a lot. Not a big power guy, maybe over time, but a big on base guy. But again, guys, with saying that is going to conclude tonight's live stream. So thank you all so much again for chiming in. Please make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. As always, it really does mean a lot, guys. And thank you all so much for the countless support. Seriously, thank you all so much, guys. Thank you kindly. It really does mean a lot. We're about to end things up. So I'm going to finish this thing off the only way I know how. So I hope you all have a great night. Let's go Mets, baby. And now let's end this thing. So seriously, thank you again. Expect a great video up starting early tomorrow, guys. Either early tomorrow or tonight.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the M-E-T-S Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets! Oh, they're hollering and cheering and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets! All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball club, the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell, give 'em a hand, and let 'em know you're rooting in the stand. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife.